It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power. Over naira, still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego die politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ la mọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ dódódódó. Mayegun diary na ibi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. adìyẹ. Máyégún máa wí. Adìyẹ Sọ́lájú. Máyégún ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Máyégún máa wí. Adìyẹ Sọ́lájú. Máyégún
ti dé. Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun Live. And thank you so much for joining me. Apologies for the late start, by the way, but yeah, we are here now. Please, after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well, okay? Then like the broadcast, like it, share it, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, your frenemies. Tag all of them and tell them that Mayegun today, Mayegun is live. Also, as a caveat, to those of us who have our own kind of opposition, right, to anyone mobilizing Nigerians for election that Tinubu is going to organize. As much as many of us believe that it is a pure waste of time, validation of a fraud that will still take place, especially because the institutions that are supposed to possibly guide the process of electing or choosing your own leaders have become so compromised, and to us, we kind of feel like it is a waste of time. However, a lot of us believe that something needs to be done, right? For so many reasons why a lot of us probably would not want to be part of the entire process or the charade. But we can all agree that something has to be done. And if something has to be done, it is either we do it, or maybe some people do it. And in this instance, where many groups have been created because of the failed kind of a governance that APC, Ekebe, has been offering Nigeria and Nigerians, the most divisive, violent, kind of a set of people who glorifies criminality. I was them enough that, those who stand against any form of discrimination, marginalization, criminality, and all that, every one of them is tagged enemy of the country. Why the real enemies who continue to pardon terrorists, right? Keeps giving themselves, pass marks and awards of excellence. So some people need to do it. So on the second thought, some of us believes that election can't save that contraption, that it is so messed up that a rotten system can't, in fact, produce anything good. And we have been proven right many times. However, some of us also believe that, if there is going to be any form of revolution or any form of shutdown that is going to have a mass acceptance, there should be something that will lead to that. And that is why when the likes of the obedience publicly and privately express this to whoever cares to listen, that if they are to participate in any elections in Nigeria again, it must be the one that Peter Obi is the presidential candidate, and it will be the one that, they would not be sort of like tamed whenever they feel like the entire process is rigged or cheated. Now, the argument of some people is that with the current scenario that we are seeing in that place right now, those who are responsible for what is going on in that contraption today, those who are responsible for all of this, especially those who engineered, financed, and then enabled APC in the last 10 years, and suddenly change that they want to, as recent as the last 2 years, by the way, so suddenly changed that they want to rescue the rest of us from the monster they have created. I am of a philosophy that those who created a problem must never be part of the solution, but it is Nigeria. That makes it more interesting, right? People who created the problems pretending to want to resolve the problem, but they lack integrity or credibility. So they need a guy who seems to have all of that, as they can pull every weight within the system, as corrupt as it is, to their side, but they will need a face, and that face is now looking like it's going to be that Peter Obi. And to the obedient, since I have been observing and then, documenting the activities of the obedient myself, right? They don't seem to have any problem with, whichever character. Some of them are divided when you talk about the likes of El Rufai associating with Obi, right? But to some extent, right, they just don't really care that much. Because according to them, if Obi is in the mantle, if Obi has the mantle of presidency, that contraption, he can obviously tame all this crook. That is their own theory, a theory that many others, right, who also publicly reject Obi and all that. I'm talking about the revolution now, not talking about the Runukusa gang. To them, no, Obi won't punish those who did this to Nigeria. Rather, once the power is in his hand, it will probably just shield them with what he kept saying, as long as they don't do it again. Now, you see all this division, right? Kind of make it on one hand, make it like an advantage to Tinubu in the last few days, or maybe last few weeks. Yeah, but things seems to be changing the direction a bit. So for the first time, those who have been either speaking overtly or covertly on the coalition. Now, before I even go to that, right? There are those also of the school of thought that believes that for Tinubu's political influence and power, right, to be matched in any election, right, all the opposition parties in Nigeria needs to come together. So the idea came by, I think, after the 2023 charade, when it was obvious that the entire process was rigged, but the oppositions were divided. So there was no means of challenging it properly or pushing APC, Egbekegbe, to the brim of them understanding that even if they got away with that, they won't get away with another one. So to cover up for that mistake, so last time I was here, I shared with us their supposed research, a team of northern liberal, whatever, Democrats, something like that, who came together to say, oh yeah, they were in support of the coalition, and they've sent out experts to go and observe all political parties. And when they came back, they only sort of gave them 2 political parties. So their plan was that they were going to start their own political party, register a new one, or just join any existing one. So last, it is the ADC that seem to be ready to take the first sort of like a conditions, like we join your party, we use your political party for the coalition, right? But we are going to take over the party. Every bit of it. We'll replace them, we'll mix them, even with you, right? We'll replace them with our people who are going to do this election for them in 2027. So ADC, according to them, accepted. However, because El Rufai, the Kaduna little finger, is said to have this strong influence, as displayed many times, right? Strong influence in the SDP, but there is a problem. You see, the presidential candidate in the last charade, 2023 election, right? The guy said they are trying to kick him out and replace him with whoever El Rufai was bringing, and that was not going to happen. So meaning they would have their own Lamido Apampas or Arabambi Diot on their hands, or Judas Sabure on their hands in the long run. So anyway, you hear about a coalition, this coalition that Obi said is only going to be in any coalition that is just, I mean, it won't be in any coalition, but the one that is about caring for Nigerians, not just about grabbing power. So for the first time, the people called the National Coalition came together. And this time, they are from the northern extraction. So like I said, those who were part of the ruined and destroyed Nigeria by the APC, they were present. The likes of Abubakar Malamu, your Attorney General of Nigeria, remember him, a rogue that should be in jail right now. He's also part of the coalition. Then you have Rotimi, Amaechi, Obi Judas Iscariot, right? He was there. And don't forget, it was Rotimi Amaechi that came second. And the APC, Egbekebe presidential primaries that Koolu duplicated and shortchanged the entire system before they could realize it. It was too late. It was Amaechi, and after him was Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu. Do you remember? So now Amaechi and others feels like they need to rescue us. So they are representing, a faction of APC, right? That is also sort of like linked to Bokwari, so to say. So are there to play a very strong role. Okay, Atiku was there. Atiku, right? Politically, is actually done for. Unfortunately, like Bokwari, Atiku has a dream of becoming the president, and just for becoming president's sake. Now, in fairness to him, there is no amount of money stolen by Atiku that a lot of us heard of, right? That can be compared to what was looted under Bokwari, or what is currently being looted under Koolu. But yeah, is a veteran kind of in it. And therefore, if you take a look at his political fortune, it is dwindled so much that in 2023, which was the last time, right? That should have been his last outing for real, right? However, it is being feared that currently, right, if Atiku can pay, there are those who will still play, right? But somehow it is now being touted that it seems that Atiku is reconsidering. This is unconfirmed. But again, do not pretend that you have not heard it if you are now hearing it, okay? So it is being touted that, in the old scheme, machination and the rest, the only way to guarantee a total, sort of cooperation between the South and the North, kind of, right, is to allow Obi and the rest of the coalition, allow the rest of the coalition to ride on this obedient wave. The one that some people are telling themselves will never repeat itself. What happened in 2023 will never repeat itself. And, right, truly so, right, the obedient themselves are like, it won't happen again. If you shortchange us this time around, there will be consequences. That is why I'm actually like investing in all of this, brethren. Something needs to happen. What people are facing in Nigeria under APC, right now, even before now, right? And right now, they are enough to trigger a nationwide shutdown. But it is not going to happen because we all know why. There's something that can happen because as it is presently confirmed, the frustration of the people, most of it's where people are kind of like, masking it. Something is going to be needed that will trigger, what you call a revolution that even the political class themselves, I'm talking about even those who seems to be who pretend to be on the side of the people, they would have to run. But something has to happen. So with what we saw yesterday, it seems that Tinubu has a reason to panic. And listen, the panic that Tinubu will kind of panic, let me explain that to you very well, okay? Without the divided opposition like you witnessed the last time, right? There is a chance that Tinubu won't be your president right now. There's a chance. And if he will be your president, right, there is a chance that what you will have will be, for the first time, a shared power. Because the way the whole kind of rigging announcement, the legal steps, and the rest of that, the whole way the entire process played out, right? It was more or less like it was Tinubu versus Tinubu. And the reason, according to some people, was that, you know, as much as the obedience themselves, Obi and his supporters got so shortchanged in the middle belt part of Nigeria and some part of northern Nigeria, that would possibly have triggered a lot of, if they had a coalition in place. Even though a typical Ronuku would just be like, Atiku and Obi no be one ticket for 2019. Again, the circumstances are different. Let's be honest. Anyway, I kind of believe that the reason why Tinubu and his own men have been doing the underground work of trying to, get as many, opposition governors, lawmakers, and all of them, as many as possible, cross over to their party, so that at the end of the day, it would appear, right, that who else is going to challenge them? But it seems there's actually fire on the mountain. And like I was saying, right, the fear that Tinubu and his gang will have is not because of not being able to rig or declare himself winner. No, that's not the fear. The real fear is going to be what happened after. Do you understand? What will happen after that? Something that a lot of people will say, nothing will happen. And that is actually the link we need. That confidence of what they want to do. And nobody forgets, he go declare himself, because I personally believe that Tinubu is not going to participate in a Sharia diet, he's going to lose. You can take that to the bank. Even when it is so obvious. Because Tinubu will bank on the interest groups who are principally, right, the member of the Nigerian enterprise. And we are talking about, their emirs, their shaitans, their, what do you call it, their clerics, and then some other remnant elites in the north. Once they are taken care of, right? So Tinubu, a deal maker, everybody can probably go and be shouting on radio and TV that they have been rigged. But in all of this, that is the link we need. A link where, a blind spot, where people who are currently in your government believes that they have it all, like, who's going to challenge us? And then boom, the challenge will come unprepared for them. You know what I mean? So that's why we are interested. So yesterday, right, in the same hall, Atiku, Obi, and so many of them, I can mention them all. So that was them in that all. But let me now explain the context of the all, for you, okay? So according to the reports, that was, those were the delegates from all the 19 Sharia and Middle Belt states of northern Nigeria. You get that now? So they sent delegates from everywhere to come in and, register their readiness to be part of a coalition. All right. And in that space, a lot of them gave, their own speech and all of that to talk about how Nigeria is this, and then why they had to come together to save Nigeria and the rest of that. And from the grapevine, right, what is now being pushed that they believe is sellable, according to them, is that they will let Obi, right, actually lead the coalition, and Atiku will take a back seat. Again, no, this hasn't been confirmed, though. At least you remember that I heard something like that before when it finally happens, right? So their plan is Obi will lead it. So Atiku will now be given the chance to actually nominate the person that is acceptable to them as the Northern Caucus something, right? And will be nominated to deputize or vice to Obi in their coalition, what have you. Now, the part where they should start a new party, right? Or they should merge with another party also hasn't really been ratified. So their meeting yesterday from the grapevine was actually to, for the first time, publicly identify those who are willing to publicly associate with them for coalition, in which the appearance of Obi there yesterday obviously finally gave the credence to that he is interested in going into a coalition with them. So he had a chance, he also sort of like addressed the gathering, another chance for possible, like selling himself, who he is, directly to the core north. That's how they put it, core north. And of course, this happened. So let's go back to that hall where Obi himself addressed the crowd.
In the north, I maintained, and I still maintain, the insecurity in Nigeria, especially in the north, rests on poverty. The rest of all that has been mentioned and everything. I've been in the financial industry for years. And I can tell everybody this, you can go and verify this in this country. I was in the financial industry. When you look for cash, you go to Kano. When you look for cash, Kano was number one place for cash. Because then we had all the factories in Bombay, in Sharadangwa, in Sharanti. Go to Kano today, those industries are not there. Obedient. Go to Kaduna, there's no industry. There's no industry again in Kaduna. We used to do Kaduna Trade Fair 2 years for you to get the space. Today nobody goes there. We used to go to Medugri for cash. Today nobody goes there. That is the poverty. And when you have poverty, you have criminality that you cannot control. Because when people don't know where the next thing will go from, you can never control your action. And there is the recruit. But in all these, it all rests squarely on governance, on government to solve. And I've always said, the North can change Nigeria. The greatest asset of this country is in the North. We can make more money. I say it every year, we can make more money for farm agriculture than we make for oil. And I'm starting to prove in everything. This entire country produces less than 6 million Bangladesh produces. Bangladesh is a country that lives on 148,600 square kilometers of land. That is the size of 2 northern states. Niger at 76.3 and Borno at 70.8 is equal to Bangladesh. And Bangladesh has a population of 170 million. So if you divide their 146 by this thing, it's less than about 800 square meters, when these two states have over 13,000 square meters. It's a huge land. Niger State has most arable land in this country, cannot feed itself. It's 76.3 thousand square kilometers. They are not exporting anything. Netherlands, with 33,000 square kilometers. So Niger State is 2.5 times size of Netherlands. Yet, they exported 124 billion euros, about over $130 billion of agricultural export. That is exactly 2.5 times what we get from oil. One state. The story is the same everywhere. So the solution is in the north. Look at a state like Taraba. Taraba can produce all the tea and coffee we need at the parks of Mambila. Taraba is 54.4 thousand square kilometers. Sierra Leone, that is making all their money from tea today, is 65,000 square kilometers. If you divide it by the population, Taraba is 3 times, if not more than that, of that size. And they make $1.5 to $2 billion from tea. And all these days, I drive around the north and I feel pain. This year I've been to Kafanchan, to Kaduna, to Katsina, to Jigawa, all this along my road. And you see loads of uncultivated land. Go to Morocco and travel from Casablanca to the port of Pinjin on both sides. And you see the difference. We can change the north. Agricultural land that is in the north is dead.
It's not like they don't know. You know what I mean? They do. The underdevelopment of Nigeria is intentional. And that is why there are some people who are not comfortable listening to him. Yeah, saying all of that. To them is insulting Nigeria. You get what I mean? Telling them that, look at what is wasting, look at what we can do, Bangladesh, Morocco, Egypt. It goes on and on and on to give an example that is always imagining himself to say, I mean, we could try this and that. And some people will be like Tinubu said, right? Sharing statistics will be shop. You know? Anyway, coalition. They are still on it. And I will let Obi finish his own presentation though. Because if you listen to his message, he's directing it to every northerner in that room. You know, like walking their brain, make them leave the place. And as they are driving back to their states and they are passing those lands, those free lands that terrorists have almost, hijacked everything, right? They will probably just be like replaying what he said in their head. That is why they said Peter Obi practices retail politics. It's like a trader trying to sell you something, right? And somehow you have a choice to say, no, I'm not buying. And you have a choice to say, oh yeah, that sounds good. But the most important to the trader is not you buying or selling alone. It is the fact that it's going to leave a lasting impression on you that when you buy, you'll be so satisfied that you bought it. When you don't, you'll be doubting yourself or sometimes regret and say, man, what if I bought that? That is called retail politics. Not many of them plays it. In Nigeria, they play Amala politics. Okay, not in Nigeria. In Yoruba land, we play Amala politics. That's food and money. All right. So in eastern part of Nigeria, they play ego politics is about money. So once you pay them, they don't care. I'm talking about those of them involved. In northern part of Nigeria, well, I think it's both, like fura tuwo, the nono, as well as kudi, money, sort of. So the politician that gives out money, food, and maybe you just garnish it with a scholarship, all right? Scholarship and maybe empowerment as well. They are considered as the best politicians and good politicians in that contraption. So that's their logic. So somebody coming to talk to you and say you politics is like, will give me anything. No, we know they give any shishi. Okay. But still, he managed to get millions of people, right? Not only to buy what he sold, right? They invested their money in ensuring that the message, went far. So he's back to it now. And if you listen to him very well, you realize that he's addressing his audience, the audience that is launching the coalition against Tinubu for the first time. Let him finish. Come on.
I've been to prisons, I've been to places to see what is happening. We need to change it. It is very easy. We need to invest in education. We can't talk about free universal education when people are not going to school and children are not in school. I have taken time to go to the north, sat down with the Almajiri children. They are the most brilliant people God created. Because I could see children in 9 years and 10 years memorizing Quran. If they can't go to school, we'll take school to them. Where they are learning Quran, they can learn English, they can learn mathematics, they can learn it. It's very easy. And we are doing it in Kaduna and it's working. I went to one in Kaduna, I visited there with my brother that when they provided them, I'm paying their teachers now, provided them toilets, provided them everything. If you see the kids, they are changing. Let's invest in them. That's our assets. That's the assets we need. That's the doctors we need. We have a great country that can be changed if our leaders can change in humanity, invest in humanity. It is very easy, it's not a big problem. And all I plead with all of us, like Kino speakers, is for us to build trust. I know we have issues here and there and everything. This is time for us to build trust among ourselves, believe that we are one, and we can save this country. Countries are survived by population. This is time to remove our division. We have all tried, we voted religion. Let's vote competence. It is time to start voting. Let's vote capacity and competence and everything. Let's make this work. It can work. There's people who, let's hold our leaders responsible. This time Ukraine is about 600,000 square kilometers. The entire north is about 20% more than Ukraine. And they are the one that give us Ukraine to support us for nothing. And people accepted Ukraine. When the entire north can support Ukraine, we cannot continue that. It is unfair to us. Like I said before, Bangladesh produces about 50 to 60 million tons of rice. Nigeria cannot produce 10% of that. The entire Nigeria is 6 times the size of Bangladesh. They are 148, we are 900 and something. You can go on and on. Small states like Vietnam that came out of war can feed itself and export food. 5 states of the north, Vietnam is 300,000. 5 states of the north, Niger, Koolu, Taraba, Kaduna, and Babachir is about 300,000 square kilometers. That's what Vietnam is. And today Vietnam does 10 times our export. My dear people, our problem can be solved from the north. When we focus and invest in the north, what the north requires is investment. support policies that can drive it, and it is doable, and this is something you can see changing as we start. Thank you, and God bless you.
Obi. Beautiful ideas and all of that, but I would want to hear him. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I would love to hear how he's going to use the lands in the north for agricultural revolution, like he's been saying, okay? While half of it is currently being controlled by different terrorists. I would love to hear about, I mean, me, I don't mind though. I would like to hear about his security idea, where, because without them being completely wiped off those areas, and let the people they chased away from their communities return back to their ancestral land safely, sound, and they can go back to their land, different lands, and cultivate the land, right? All those ideas are just like a paper ideas. They will never materialize in reality, right? So anyway, after the whole program, where Obi actually stole the show, in fairness, he stole the show. So afterwards, right, the dildo senator who addressed, in fact, I actually had a clip. Let me see if I still have it. I had a clip of Malamu, but I won't waste your time on him. So just let's, I think I did have a tiny one of him saying something. Maybe this one.
And restore the dignity of the North and Nigeria at large. We owe it to ourselves, to our children, and to our nation to act decisively, united and unwavering, to reclaim our land from fear and despair. Together, we must build a future where peace, prosperity, and dignity are not just dreams, but realities for every citizen. And restore the
nuisance lele.
That's Malamu, the Attorney General of Nigeria, the guy that sold fake intel to Kenya, promised them thousands of barrels of crude oil as gift if they would help them capture Nnamdi Kanu. And they did. They kidnapped Nnamdi Kanu. He sold them an intel that their own security intel told them that Nnamdi Kanu is coming to Africa to meet different kind of terror group, right? So in Kenya, he's meeting with the Shabab. When the Kenyan authority realized that that is Uhuru Kenyatta, that there was no connection between Nnamdi Kanu and any terror group. But they said, no, we can't let you go because Nigeria, and our government already agreed that, after we are done with you, we should break. I mean, they are coming to get you. And right now, there is a plane coming from Abuja after a week of torturing Nnamdi Kanu because of the intel that madman sold. You see his belly? You don't get belly. Let me tell you another thing about him. So if you see people saying it's the coalition of criminals, that you are a Peter Obi supporter, don't get emotional. People need to express themselves. We are talking about characters, evil characters. That for some reason, I don't know, like these are evil characters that 2 years ago, right? They were like the Alpha and Omega. They turned lives, they destroyed lives, they killed people. But suddenly they want to save us from Tinubu by using Obi as a cover. So don't get too emotional, because when people say that, they are not saying it just to spite Obi, they are saying the truth. Malamu, the same Malamu. Nigeria was working with the UK to return a particular Abacha loot, right, under Egberejo lantern. And everything was done, all the paperwork, everything then. Now, so Egberejo lantern lost, right? So it was just for Nigeria to say, pay to this account, all right? And I think it was the first money they gave to Bokwari from Abacha's loot, right? I think it was 1 billion or thereabout dollars. First Abacha loot, they will return when Bokwari took over. Everything was done, or just for Nigeria to say, yeah, pay to this account. Malamu came in, became the Attorney General of Nigeria. And guess what he did? He hired new set of lawyers. Office of the Attorney General, right? They have like hundreds of staff. 80% of them are lawyers on different things because their job is to advise the minister so that the minister can also legally advise the president. And they are on pay, like they are on the payroll of the Ministry of Justice. You know, Malamu set up a new group, hired them, and said they will be representing Nigeria. They drafted a new agreement with Nigeria that they will help Nigeria collect the money, right? And guess what? They will be taking 18% of the money. And they did take it. I'm talking about guys who cashed out over $100 to $200 million from money where they don't know. That was the first time. Oh, his children, they're like multi-billionaire, this mofo. But now they want to fight for Nigeria to rescue our place. The Dido senator says Koolu won't see what is going to hit him in 2027, in his words.
Well, the North is trying to advance political unity. The North is trying to advance political inclusion. That whosoever is the president of Nigeria is the president of everybody. You're not the president for the North, you're not president for the South, you're not president for Igbo or for Yoruba or for Hausa or for Fulani, you're the president of every Nigerian citizen. That's what North want to advance, and that's what we believe in. Unlike today, for Tinubu's administration, he has proven to be anti-North, anti-poor man. And look at the budget and go through the budget lines of the Ministry of Works, for example. You put up a project of 13 trillion naira in one place. What did you put in the entire North? Next to nothing. How do you run a country like that? And how do you want people to be happy? You see, the fact that someone lives in suspicion, someone lives in fear, it is enough to stop him from going to bed. Suspicion is enough. And look at the insecurity in the North today. The resurgence of insecurity. It is so bad. So the North is trying to bring up a coalition that can work for Nigeria. Someone will ask of Buhari, look at the Buhari's appointment. Minister of Works, from where? From the South. Governor Central Bank, from where? From the South, and Igbo man. So he distributed these things. Look at what is happening today in Tinubu's regime. We feel, and we strongly feel that he doesn't love the North, even though the North gave him 63.4% of his vote. 63.4% of Buhari's vote came from the North. How is it treated? It was very bad. But that's not the case. The case is about Nigeria. And the Arewa are coming together in collaboration with our brothers in the Southeast, in the South and the Southwest. Are coming together to see how we can unseat him in 2027. And we are serious about this.
Nigerians are saying, by now, we will see a clearer picture of the coalition can form in 2027. But really, all the parties are down in clash now. On Sunday, you see that it's vibrant and alive. How do you intend to go about it?
Yes, in 2015, PDP was very vibrant. What did their vibrancy took them? They lost. So when you think that you have decimated all other political parties and killed them, you think you are costing to victory. Nigerians are no longer the docile people that they used to be. So, as it happened in 2015, history will repeat itself. When they thought that everybody was docile, and they had the central bank, they opened the central bank vault, and they are wheeling out millions and billions of dollars. You can hear they gave one person 2.1 billion US dollars. In what name? In the name of buying arms. What did they do with the money? For campaign, 2.1 billion. In today's naira, that is over 40 billion. Right? Trillions. Okay. So, they gave out this money in 2015 to help somebody to win election because they had the money. So if Tinubu and his APC think that because they have the central bank, they have our common money, our common heritage, our common resource in their pocket, and they want to use our own money to fight us, they will meet us Forget about their dismissing political parties, they are dismissing opposition. We are here waiting for them. When the time comes, they will know who is Northerner. They will know who are Nigerian citizens. And we are not afraid of their arrest. How many will they arrest? If people fought military, the military regime was forced to stand still. Nadeko was there, and other pro-democracy activists they there, and they fought military, and they bring democracy. Is it democratic government that we are afraid of when they are not afraid of military? They don't even know what is waiting for them. Well, they not is try to advance political unity.
So that's the Dildo senator from Adamawa. And according to him, right, he will laugh last, will laugh best. There are those who are going to look down on them, talk about the power of incumbency and other stuff. And he's talking about Koolu. But he's right in that part. That's one of the reasons why the Northerners are upset, or I would say Northerners, Northern criminals are upset. It's mostly because they have been cut off from, their traditional, sort of like their traditional entitlement, kind of. You know what that is, right? They said Tinubu has taken all the major appointments and gave them to Yorubas. Even though the Yorubas are not benefiting anything from Tinubu, let's be very clear, right? Same way that no Fulani in that contraption will say they benefited from Bokuwari. I would say no ordinary Fulani or ordinary Northerner that would say they benefited any Shengbain from Bokuwari, but their elites can't say the same. You get what I mean now? Like, so Tinubu gave all the political appointments, the solid one. That's what it meant. Like the Ministry of Works, he get money well. Ministry of Finance, Central Bank, what else again? Right? Like all, they should say all the major. He now gave remnants to northern Nigeria. We show him. So Tinubu knows that. So the last time he told those who are joining him that it will give them more appointments. Appointment is coming. All right. So even if they have to create some bogus title office for you, just for you to be drawing payment, they will do it. But to the northerners, no, it is too late. Right? So I don't know, maybe they would have to infuse their demands in the agreement, coalition agreement that Peter Obi would have to agree to as well. Power sharing. That's what is called coalition. No? All this talk about is the people of Nigeria, is that's the political talk. It is power sharing. That is what will determine if their coalition is going to work or if it's not going to work. If it's going to last or if it is just a shamble, so to say. So when somebody like that is mentioning appointment, right? Then you should know why they are. Because what happened to all the thousands of appointments that Bokuwari gave them? What happened to all the trillions of Nigeria money diverted to northern Nigeria? How much of that impacted in the life of an average northerner? None. Even when there are different kind of terrorists were ravaging the entire northern Nigeria up to the middle belt part of Nigeria, nobody really gave a damn and say, oh, is the Northerner? Northerner is in charge. You are supposed to protect us. Nah, you are a fair game to them. You get what I mean? So anyway, Tinubu announced another appointment of over like 200 new appointments. So I can't show you everything, all right? But guess what? Ogbeni was like sharing appointments enough that the latest announcement will give 80% of this to northerners. Over 200 people he appointed. Look at all the positions. Agency. Nigeria Agricultural Insurance Corporation. Nigeria Agricultural Insurance Corporation. You get a National Center for Women Development. Federal Mortgage Bank. Michael Imodu, National Institute for Labor Studies. They put all of them there. Maybe they can all begin to stop. I mean, they can stop complaining about marginalization. But here is what the brother had to say. for those who always love to somehow like a curry towards or try to curry favor from the northern part of Nigeria, if Nigeria would have to progress, Nigeria would have to progress without the north. I didn't say that. A northerner said it.
So the hardest thing I've had to accept since I've been here is that Hausas, my tribe, my people, unfortunately are not going to allow Nigeria to become what it's meant to be. The mindset of the northern Nigerians are going to destroy this country. I'm sorry to say it. So this is an idea I had, right? It was very simple. Raise money, build orphanages, massive orphanages, and pick up the Almajiris off the street. Take the Almajiris off the street. Teach them engineering. Teach them tech. Teach them coding. Take them off the streets and teach them, try to get them up to par so they can compete. And I brought up how every time I had this conversation, I would bring up the 4 Indian kids, the 4 Indian boys, like 10-year-old boys that were online. They were doing the live chat and building an app. Every time I bring up this idea to a northerner, the first thing they ask is, well, what about Islam? What about Qur'ani? What about Islamic school? When I say I have met incredible resistance to the idea of taking these boys off the streets and getting them to join the global age. Like, my mindset is this. Every corner you go in northern Nigeria, there are 5 people willing to teach these boys Islamic school, Quran. There are 10 people willing to teach them everything they need to learn about Islam. Why isn't there anyone willing to teach them anything else? So when I brought that up, some people were like, I had people going, it will never happen unless I have to teach them Islamic curriculum in the schools. I said, you don't understand. Northern Nigerians are against the idea of changing the trajectory and the outcomes of Almajiris. They say Almajirenchi, which is what it is embedded in our culture. And here's the thing, no, it's not. And as a Muslim, it's haram. I fucking said it. Any northern Nigerian that wants to step the fuck up, do it. It is haram. Because you are not allowed to bring a child into this world that you cannot raise. And there are northern fuck ton of Hausa men and women who have babies with no intention of, they know they will only take care of that child to a certain age, then they'll pawn that child off. There are a fuck ton of imams, men in the north, who rely on these kids for a living. They send these boys out every day to go earn a living and come back and give them. I thought up an idea that, look, we need to find a way to raise money, build orphanages, teach these boys tech, teach them engineering, teach them robotics, let them compete with the global populace. And every time I bring this up, every fucking Hausa person I tell this shit to wants to argue with me. They say it's not going to. They are vehemently against this. So I need you to understand, I need to ask you, how will Nigeria as a fucking country compete with the likes of Ghana, South Africa, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, when the northern Nigeria is part of Nigeria? The most fucked up thing I'm going to have to say as a Hausa man is, for Nigeria to advance, they have to get rid of Hausa. They have to get the north Nigeria, it can never work. This is a sad realization that it can never work. Like, this is insane. And I am Hausa. This is fucking crazy. Wait, let me show you something. Right here, this is attestation of citizenship from New York. As you can see, I am from Shanono local Gwamang in Kano State. I am as fucking northern Hausa as it fucking gets. I am as Aboki as it could possibly fucking get. And I am saying, Nigeria, to win, to compete on the global stage, Nigeria will have to get rid of the north. It will not happen with my people are actively holding this country back. It is so fucking insane.
Apologies for the profanities, all right? The what we commonly call the foul language, right? So I believe we don't have children in the room, do we? Don't tell me. But apologies for that, though. He's a northerner. He's a popular TikToker. Talks more about African rediscovery, Africans, going back to the roots and, resist new colonialism, imperialism, name it. So it's been, I never knew he's actually a northerner. I never even knew he was a Nigerian, talk less of being from the north. It's from the Shanono Dokuko material in Kano. Nigeria wants to progress. We would have to do it without the north. Something that kind of like, I bet, triggers some people. How dare you say that we are making efforts? Well, it's up to you. Because if you meet a northerner too, he will likely tell you that the problem of Nigeria are the Yorubas. If you meet some Yorubas, they will tell you that the problem of Nigeria are the Igbos. And when you meet some Igbos too, they will tell you that the problem of Nigeria is the Fulanis. So in a nutshell, right, everybody can actually live on their own, right? We will be neighbors, though. We'll just know that we have problems. We have problems of ourselves, but we are all in our space, running our own things. Don't you think that's better? But everybody is always like pointing fingers at everyone. Yeah? So the contraption is going nowhere. And a bit of a throwback, though, a member of the coalition who is also a member of Terror Nation. I want to say Terror Nation, but it doesn't make any sense. But you know what I'm talking about. Kaduna Little Finger. The reason why so many parts of Nigeria today are now victims of the Fulani terrorism. It's no other person than this guy. Remember that?
River Kaduna divides us. In the south, you have Christians and non-indigenous. In the north, you have mostly Muslims and Hausa-speaking northerners. And it's very unhealthy. And the industries are in the south. Okay, and these repeated cycles of religious and ethnic violence, are part of what contributed to destroying Kaduna. That is one. The second, of course, is which is a more recent one, is the challenge of cattle rustling and what came after it. I think cattle rustling has its roots in the post-2011 election violence. Okay, Kaduna lost about 800 lives during the post-election violence. It was the worst in the country. It didn't get as much media attention as it should, but many lives were lost, particularly in southern Kaduna. Now that led to two things. First, many of the Fulanis that were killed or displaced during the period now lost their cattle and turned to cattle rustling. Second, we had a series of reprisal killings happening over and over in southern Kaduna. This is what we found. In fact, I was sworn in on Friday, 29th May. That evening, there were killings in Sanga local government in southern Kaduna. So my first assignment as governor was to call a security council meeting on Saturday to address it. We've been trying to address all those issues. The killings in southern Kaduna have more or less stopped, thanks to the intervention of a committee we set up under the leadership of General Agwai, former Chief of Defense Staff. He did a very good job of going around and really tracing the root of these killings, and found that most of those that come in to do these killings are from other African countries, Cameroon, Chad, Mali, Senegal. Because this happened in April, and these cattle rearers had come from these countries and were going back because they moved across the West Africa sub-region. They came in just as they were going back with their cattle. This problem happened. If you remember the elections of April 2011, and they were just victims that were passing through. And of course, the Fulanis have this long memory of revenging any killings. So their relations were coming from other countries to revenge. So we had to reach out to some of those communities outside Nigeria and say to them, look, this cannot continue. Let us sit and settle. We can pay compensation, we can do anything, but there is no sense coming and wiping out an entire village just because something happened 5 years ago.
Are you getting results?
We are. Killings in southern Kaduna have stopped. There has been no killings in the last 6 months. Since Agwai's committee did that job and reached out to these people and talked to them and said, there is a new governor, we can talk.
El Rufaya, Kaduna Little Finger. You see this narrative? Let me kind of like bust your bubble, okay? It's from what he said, though. El Rufai said some Fulanis got trapped in some communal clashes and they lost their cows. And because they lost their cows, they now resort to cattle rustling. That means they started stealing other people's cows, which is Fulani stealing Fulani cows. So how come Fulani stealing Fulani cows became something that the indigenous people, Christian communities in southern Kaduna ended up being massacred, kidnapped, slaughtered? The one that is just like glossed over briefly when he said, you know, you can't say because they kill your cow that you are going to go to a whole village, you wipe the whole village out. So come, let us settle. They went outside Nigeria. Hang on. So you mean Fulanis brought their cows from Chad, from Mali, from Niger, and they entered Nigeria, passed through Borno, passed through Katsina, until they got to Sokoto, and they went to Benue, Taraba, Plateau, Yobe, and on like that, until they got to Oyo, and from there, some of them enter Ondo until they cross the Niger. From Chad. You know, even as recent as yesterday, over 20 people were buried. 20 human beings, including children, were buried in shallow grave, killed by Fulani terrorists just yesterday in Benue. Years after this mofo, they decided to go and pay the terrorists to come back to Nigeria and stop killing our people. Okay, don't worry, we'll come back to Nigeria.
They don't have the mandate to engage these people. That it is only the federal government that can give them the mandate to engage these people. So my people should be killed. My people should die all before government will talk about this. What is the meaning of this? Yesterday I buried 5 people. A father and 2 of his sons of over 40, 50 years in Tawabam, very close to a military base. What is the meaning of this? If they cannot help me, maybe I'll leave this position as chairman and let it continue the way it is. I don't care about being a chairman of the local government of the people that are all killed. What is the meaning of this? Look at a child of 2 years old, butchered with cutlass. How many people? We're talking of no less than 20 people that were killed in Aondana village. This is the village of the former first lady of this state, Mrs. Eunice Otom. This is the village of the Togwe. This is the village of the Bishop Banagbe. This is fucking too much for me to condone. And I tell you, whatever will happen, will happen. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I had to cut it, okay? I did my best to make sure that, you know, like I reduced the graphicness of the video. 2-year-old child, a little boy, macheted, hapa. Like, what could have been the child's offense? He roasted a cow. So, the amalgamation of estranged bedfellows don't really end well. You get what I mean? It played out from where, for instance, where Atiku is coming from. Now, Wike, who is the minister of the FCT, by the way, and he also proclaimed himself as the governor of FCT. After this night, about 2.5 years ago, everything changed. Wike changed to who you now see today. Wike.
Secondly, if I emerge today, every state that has a problem, it is my duty to make sure the party is united. We unite everybody to make sure we win this election 2023. You know, I didn't come here today to tell you about theory. What is the problem with Nigeria? Leadership. Leadership is the major problem with Nigeria. Therefore, PDP, you must not make mistake. You must have a courageous leader, a fearless leader, somebody who can withstand APC. And it is me. It is me. Please, please, my dear delegates, send me for this assignment. Let me go and win APC. I will win APC for the power to come back to PDP on behalf of Nigerians. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And God bless you.
It is smoky Igbo. It is taking them.
With a wicked. In fairness to him, right? He was looting his own state to fund other states. That other state governors are looting the states to fund their own private pockets. Do you understand? Werewike was governor. Bala was governor. Autumn was governor. There is another one. Tambuwa was governor. They were all governors in PDP. When Atiku was chilling in Dubai, Werewike will rob his own state, share money to these states like a godfather. And all they had to do for him was just to deliver their delegates so that he could become the candidate of APC, PDP. But that was the day that Werewike nearly died. Because it was the day he witnessed real betrayal that could not be rectified. Even though he made an effort to also become Atiku's vice, that also, right, fell through. He missed it. That was the moment where the Wike turned to Digbolugi. But in what seemed to be a smart move to save his own head, he decided to quickly go and parley with Tinubu. And that relationship, that sort of like partnership paid off. Today, Werewike is the minister, supposedly, is the governor of Abuja State, FCT. Something happened today. Since Werewike is on a mission to, according to him, to clean Abuja or cleanse Abuja. Because according to Werewike, 99% of land in Abuja and those who occupy them did not get the government authority. Because to Werewike, even if you have any government paper or government document or whatever, if they say it has expired, it has expired. So they are facing that already, right? Until Werewike sent a warning out just last week, giving the PDP, his own party, till Monday, that's today, to come and pay the ground rents or land rents, because they say all property owners in Abuja must pay annual ground rents. Like your property, that you have bought a land doesn't mean you still have to pay ground rents to the FCTA. And PDP hasn't paid. They had never paid. So according to Werewike, PDP hadn't paid for 28 years. And right now, they can no longer be accorded any privilege. So today, they shut down PDP secretariats. A supposed PDP member. Well, you can simply he's doing his job, but save us that pretense. We all know what's going on. Yesterday, Werewike was on Twitter, X, where he was throwing tantrums that Sule Lamido Ibadan, his own supposed deputy in their G-string group. Remember the G-string 5? Right. Werewike is now saying that whatever is going on in PDP is caused by Sule Lamido Ibadan, his supposed bosom friend. Of course, let's stop by at PDP secretariat. The only thing left now is to probably demolish the place. I don't think he has a plan of demolishing the place. But is this not enough? For PDP to actually act like a political party not a political cult. Get rid of this, this trend. I don't know. Let's go to Abuja and then witness how the entire drama played out. PDP Secretariat Abuja, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. They lock now. Focus on that. That's the man. Excuse me. They are coming. They are the one who carry the other one. Are you knocking on the first time? You can see where is the scene? See the scene here. Yes, see, can we take the scene? Let's take it. No. Down. I think you should be up. Okay, it's fine. You should be up. Okay, fine. No. Let them put it forward. Not too up, no. Come down a bit. Come down a bit. We wanted to come in and talk. One of the security guys so where is the I've seen this premises. Maybe we can talk about it. Let's come out. Don't need to go in. When we requested for that to become that's why we have to
Sorry, can I ask a question?
No. No. Yeah. No, I said I'm not just telling you that you cannot.
PDP is allowed to shut down.
So that was the PDP secretariat, the Wadata Plaza in Abuja. The property is now owned by with the weak SFCTA. There are so many questions though, that people should ask. PDP ruined Nigeria for 16 years, even though their own ruinous time is pretty much like a child's play to what you currently have. 10 years of APC. Number one, the land on which they built their supposed structure is owned by McCarthy. Yeah, you remember McCarthy? I think McCarthy was a former governor of Ibon, you know? She can't know. Can't remember. Well, I shall know his face and I know his name. McCarthy. So the land where they build APC, supposedly where they have the APC secretariat, I'm sorry, PDP secretariat in Abuja, national secretariat, is not even owned by them. Rather, you know, because the whole thing is that they only use the party as a vehicle, right? From 1999 up to this moment, yeah, at least, more than 30 to 40% of those who have been House of, lawmakers in Abuja, right? They all have lands in Abuja. Almost 30, more than 50% of those who have been governors in Nigeria, they all have land in Abuja. And most of them didn't pay a dime for all the lands. Do you understand what I mean, right? So they just allocate it to themselves, cash and carry. They will take it from this one, give it to this one. Another one will come later in 5 years, take it from this one, give it to that one. It's like a bazaar. It's like nobody actually owns any land in Abuja, though. Saying, not even the supposed the former ruling party of Nigeria. So they had to go and do their supposed important, very, very important emergency leadership meeting inside Bala Muhammad's guest house, Bauchi Governor's Lodge. Because they've been shut out already. Look at their faces. The remaining PDP governors, you probably don't even know how many of them are still PDP. The majority of them are going to join Koolu before the end of this year and latest by the middle of next year.
But this person will not allow
Gentlemen of the press, thank you for joining the...
Like I can imagine, right? Some of them there who are like were the weakest friends, right? They would just be like, "Hello, Wike, yes, some. Are you bad, oh?" Like that, like, "Wike, you bad, oh, you be bad boy. The whole you don't shut down the whole what you call a whole PDP party, like so a PDP secretariat, and they will laugh at, kind of like laugh it off, you know." And here is what their chairman, acting chairman, had to say, because I think it was 2 weeks ago, they set up a reconciliatory committee led by Sarakonda, that's Saraki, to help reconcile those who have any problem with the PDP. Atiku is already negotiating with coalition. We don't know those who is who that's following him to anywhere, right? And we don't know if any government is actually going to follow him to anywhere as well. But they've kind of come out to say, no, they're not going to be part of any coalition. Rather, everybody should come and join them, sort of. So they said that they were going to have a convention so that they can possibly choose their new party leadership, and all this wahala with the Wike will be done for. And the new set of people could probably take charge. And they won't be doing that because they don't even have a secretariat, they don't even have an office. Like all this money, the forms they sell, like what do they use the money for? Do they just collect all this money from their aspirants, candidates, and they just blow the money? And we're talking about billions of naira. People who are selling a form, presidential form, governorship form, millions and millions of naira. And there are thousands of people who pay them. So what happened to that money? Anyway, here is how they reacted to them being shot out of their own headquarters. It's going to be interesting. What's that guy's name again? Doesn't matter.
The press, as you can see, we just adjourned our meeting for today, tomorrow, 10 o'clock. This meeting is going to continue. We just set up a small committee that will give us a report tomorrow morning, and we'll continue and we'll address you properly by the time we conclude our meeting tomorrow. And I want to use this opportunity to tell you that you can see, I'm sure you are aware that our office has been sealed. Yes. This is the height of irresponsibility from this government. If they are encouraging it, we are not going to take it lightly. In fact, they can come and arrest all of us. We are ready for that. But we condemn this in totality, and is the highest sense of irresponsibility, and we will not tolerate it. They are trying to mar democracy, and this is unacceptable. We condemn it, and we will make sure that they will have us content in the near future. Thank you.
It's neck holding tomorrow. It's
Tomorrow, 10 o'clock.
It's neck holding.
We are here.
Neck meeting. It's neck meeting holding tomorrow.
We're here. So Bauchi State Governor, and that is the terrorist sympathizer himself, Bala Muhammad as well. So he's the one who is going to be hosting the PDP temporarily until if they're able to beg with Wike. So presently, you are likely going to, sort of henceforth, going forward, you are going to be hearing from Wike on how Sule Makinde Ibadan betrayed him. And you know something, right? I'll tell you. They said Sule Makinde Ibadan also want to run for president. And with the intention of Wike to continue to weaken PDP or Tinubu, which seemed to be like an agreement, an arrangement. You know, they said that Sule Makinde Ibadan and is now backtracking. And very soon, alarm go blow. With a wiki, you will see him on video. Lambasting Sule Lamido Ibadan. Agodi Emperor. I'm coming when Emperor Agodi no. Like she. Anyway, so they say Sule Lamido Ibadan want to run for president under PDP. And as it stands, he is in the best advantage to cut the excessiveness or the excesses of Wike in what Wike is now considering as a betrayal on the part of Sule Lamido Ibadan. There was never supposed to be any other resolution than the one they agreed with him. Because according to Wike, the reason why you are seeing all these problems, right, was because he had an agreement with them. You know, this also person will be secretary of the party. This also person will be this in the party. Agreed. But he said immediately he left the meeting, Sule Lamido Ibadan conspired with others. And they picked another person, a betrayer on his part, instead of Sule Lamido to actually speak on his behalf. Now he's calling him a betrayer. I'm just giving you a heads up, okay? So that you won't start acting surprised. With a weekend and there's a lot of fights in here. I told you now, it's already cooking. It's not a secret though, right? So the whole thing still though, right? The whole thing still work in the interest of Wike because the primary goal is to ensure that there will be no real opposition to Tinubu. And somehow, the disabled PDP can't even save itself. You know what I mean? It can't save itself. Talk less of saving others. So Wike's job is done. So he's also angry with Sule Lamido Ibadan because according to him, there were conditions that were supposed to be met by Fubara, right? As Wike continued to tighten the noose around him. You see, behind the scene, Wike has been having the upper hand. He has been tightening the noose around Fubara, yeah? That Fubara had to go and beg APC governors to lead him to go and beg Wike, in which they did. And Wike is feeling he's feeling cool about that. But now he has discovered that somehow, in between, until the declaration of the state of emergency and all of that. So when people were taking position on that, Sule Lamido did not support him Wike, despite the fact that he's aware of what transpired between him and Fubara. So right now, in a nutshell, right, Wike is really mad with Sule Lamido Ibadan, and they used to be friends. They were co-members of the G-string governors at the time. So drama plenty for front. I just make I tell you, right? Also, we have a winner. Not this while. We have always been saying, don't sit abroad and be telling people that Tinubu is doing well, when you would never live in that contraption. You will never move your business there. You will never relocate your family back to Nigeria. You sit comfortably in your comfortable homes in London, in New York, Washington, or Florida, even Texas, or maybe in the Caribbean, wherever you are, far away from the place where the whole mess is taking place. And then you are loving Nigeria from abroad. An hypocrite. Shame on you. If Tinubu has done well, if APC is doing well, or if APC has done well and Tinubu is doing well, I mean, you should be a symbol of somebody to say, I have seen it. Nigeria is better now. I'm going back to Obako. Somebody just took that literally. You know what I mean now? And that is this man who said he has lived in the UK for 33 years. Now is returning back to Nigeria because Tinubu has cleared IMF loan. Tinubu has old man, sorrow.
Can you see? Can you see there? Can you see there? Yes. I want you to understand. I am checking out. I have finally made up my mind after 33 years in the United Kingdom. I am now going back to where I started from in 1993. Yes, I have spent 33 years of my life in the United Kingdom. I am now going back to my country for good. Yes, I don't know who this video is going to motivate, and I don't know which mind is going to change. But I have made up my mind. My country, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is getting better. Yes, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Jagaban one, APC leader, is putting Nigeria back. Is putting Nigeria back where it belongs. Yes, I'm telling you, debt, IMF release, no Nigerian name in IMF loan. Yes, inflation is going down. Our passport is being recognized. We are getting our respect back. Electronic check-in, check-out. Yes, no waiting in the passport office. Everything is getting better. Jagaban have been putting our country back. It's not new to me when PDP are joining APC. It's not new to me when all the political parties are abandoning their party and now going to APC, where Jagaban is the leader. Yes, your mandate, I am stand. On your mandate, I am stand, Bola. On your mandate, I am stand, and I will continue to stand as I make up my mind to come back home. Yes, I am sorry. All the jackpass, you came at the wrong time. I have to tell you this. Yes, many of us that have been here for quite a long time will tell you, you arrived at the wrong time. The United Kingdom is over, it's finished. America is finished. All Europe, they are all finished. There is nothing that is important there right now. UK is finished. You need to start to think how to return back home. It's not too late for you. All the jackpots that arrived recently. All right. I need to tell you there's a lot to talk about, but this is to tell you, hi, I am shaking back. I am returning back to my country where I started 33 years ago. Yes, thank you. This is Series 1. More are still coming.
That is what we have been encouraging. Okay? If you are a Ronuku, Abrodian bad idiot, Abrodian bastard, Abrodian Ronu bandit, Abrodian Ronu Nazi, the best you can do right now is to return back to Nigeria en masse. Because only you can show the world how great Koolu has made the contraption. America is finished. UK is finished. Europe is finished. On his mandate, I am stand. And there are none and none and none like that. You do not have to love the contraption from abroad. It is hypocrisy for you to sit in London, for you to sit in America, for you to sit anywhere and begin to tell those who are the direct victims of this failed contraption that they are ungrateful. We need you as a very good example of a patriotic Nigerian. You get what I mean? Look at that old man. He has lived in the UK for 33 years. There are some others like him, pretty much like a waste. And guess what? Let me tell you a story about some of them. How some of them became very much visible today, especially those ones who are like the Yorubas, like that man that you just watched, okay? Do you remember that some of these guys, they left Nigeria? This one is not too old. It said 33 years ago. That's like in the 90s, okay? So that's not too long. There are some of them who have been abroad, who left Nigeria, right? 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Guess what? Most of them, right? It's not like they didn't leave Nigeria as a japa like we are witnessing now. Some of them were sent away by their communities to go on scholarship, to go on, sure you get, just go this and come back to come and add value to this community. But unfortunately, many of them, they lost their tracks. They are old now, living off social benefits, where they give them £100 a week, maybe £80 a week. They will give them gas money, give them money to go. You know what I mean? Like, they are older today. And why is that? Some of them lost their ways. And out of shame, right? They just decided to stay back. When you meet some of them for some time, like that one, we say he meet 33 years in the UK. If you don't be Jamaican before, we have many of them. When you look at them, they'll say they are Jamaicans. They are not Jamaicans. They are from Oshogbo, Ati, Ikere. Sure, you get what I mean now? We have many, many of them. So, yes, social media can't happen, right? And they started seeing a lot of you young people, graduates, you know, with something to show. They don't have anything to show for it. Some of them ran into marriages that destroyed them. Some of them got involved in bad gangs and all of it destroyed them. Their families, their people back in Nigeria don't even know they are still alive until social media came. So when Bokwari became your president, Bokwari was like a punisher. When they said Bokwari was fighting corruption, you will realize that some of those who support Bokwari in London, they are old people. Most of them are Yorubas. Because to them, so many of you have a lot to share or show today because, why they have nothing? They've been living abroad for years. There's nothing to show for it. Nothing. So if you have a lot to show, driving a nice car in Nigeria, and they said that the police is harassing you, these ones will say you must be a criminal before they started harassing you. So to them, Bokwari could possibly help them impoverish as many of you, and they did. Which on its own makes some of them feel like, oh, well, they are not bad as after all. They are not as bad as they thought after all. Look at the level of, you see, all of them are now becoming poorer in that place now. So it was like, that was why most of them support APC, Egbekebe. And immediately the Emilokon started. I mean, they are already on the queue. They are already on the line, rather. So there's nothing much to change. Just wear it with pride, right? So I just said I should share that story with you because majority of you see people living abroad. Yeah. And you automatically actually think that most of them, I mean, I don't think you do, though, but there are people who feels like if you are living abroad, then you must possibly be okay. But majority are okay. Some of them are also damaged people, ruined and lost. And that is why when they see those who are destroying other people's lives, they admire them because they can see those lives, I mean, those whose lives they have ruined, these ones are ruining. And they can compare and say, I thought I'm the only failure, at least. So if they manage to see their fellow friends, their mates in Nigeria, who used to do well, now kind of like struggling, they have them to console themselves and say, hey, I told you that, you know, I'm not a failure after all. These are the kind of people you see on social media, and they're not hard to tell. Just listen to their sense of reasoning, and you'll be like, "Sharp broad learning, you know, everywhere." If you let them motivate you, you know, it's not even just, it's not even like what do you call it, an exaggeration. I have met many of them one-on-one. I've met people who left Nigeria 40 years ago, 50 years ago, older now, who left Nigeria when they were in their teens, in their 20s. Today, they are in their 70s, they are in their late 60s. When you look at them, when you're like, man, you know, those who left that contraption when Nigeria still had 20 states, I've been 12 states, Gongola states, Bendel states. These are the characters who are now possibly should show to us that, you know what, Nigeria is getting better. Return back to the contraption. Make us jealous. Abrodian Ronukus, voluntary slaves, make us jealous. Go back to the contraption. Take your investment back. If nobody needs direct investors, you can be foreign direct investors. Yeah, you can. Be a good thing, though. I mean, you know. Anyway, we'll leave that. And check on Koolu, a video of Davido, who else again? Who went to see Koolu, chief priest, and others, right? And people have been reacting enough that it's only they had this guy, it would be Franklin, Cubana chief priest, that guy, Davido. In fact, it was actually Davido who led them to go and say hello to Koolu. Surprisingly, Nigerians come be like saying only chief priest, everybody the fire. Nobody is even saying anything about Davido too. Now that will make you understand, right? What a systemic, what do you call it? Profiling means. And Nigerians are very good at that. Selective rage. No. Selective rage. Where people have to select what they will be enraged about. Let me show you.
Mr. President, how are you? Nice to meet you, sir. Again. God bless you.
I must. Chief priest.
Yes, sir. Your Excellency. How are you? How are you?
Very well, sir.
Good to see you.
Chief priest.
Chief priest.
Yes.
One
of the biggest influencers.
I see you in the papers.
Yes.
How are you?
They are both your members, sir.
This is an APC member as well.
Yes, sir.
From Consultative, Dad.
I went to 15 states with you during the campaign in 2023.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
And you succeeded.
Yeah, we succeeded.
You made the presidency.
Yes, sir.
We succeeded again.
Thank you, sir.
We succeeded again.
My friend Babzi is a Indian of Abuja as well.
Landlord.
My PA, Mr. Lati, has been with me and my family for over 20 years.
Lati?
Yes, sir.
Well done.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
And this is DK, my creative director, stylist. He's Ghanaian and Nigerian.
Well done. Good to meet you.
And I'm Shay. I have one.
Thank you so much. Good. Hope you're well, Daddy.
I'm well.
You also do.
I'm hoping. The job is not just easy.
Thank you, Jared Choma. It is actually called selective outrage. Still rage, though. Like when you have to be like, click bait, I've been a rage bait, something like that. Man, I'm on these days, cha. So people are selecting who to react to, right? Sheyi, David, that's CB guy, Cubana, Obi Franklin. I think they said that one is a movie director who actually said it in that video that I followed you to everywhere during the 2027 campaign, sir. Said, yeah, we made it to the presidency. So people are reacting that way, and of course, Davido is fine. You say, just same way Tompolo is fine, as the EFCC chairman is advising all of us to stop reacting to mere allegations. Even all of us felt enraged when we saw that Tompolo was abusing the Naira, same way Bobrisky did. And a few other people they've arrested as well, like EFCCO, arrested for abusing the Naira. About Tompolo, this was, the abuse of that Naira is like on another level, right? So everybody has been calling on the EFCC. Why some people are calling on EFCC? The EFCC, what are you going to do now? Won't you do something? Won't you do something? It's Tompolo. Others are saying, EFCC, not listen to them. Oh. EFCC, not let them push you. Now Tompolo, we talk about government, not the arrest government. Oh. That's what we have been all about in the last 2 weeks. To invite him or not to invite him. To arrest him or not to arrest him. EFCC. So finally, shall I be like say the RCCG pastor, Olukayode, who is your EFCC chair, has a better idea of how to handle Tom Polo. Because according to him, despite all the evidence on social media, videos, Olukayode said we should not be reacting to mere allegations, but pay attention to what the Yahoo boys are doing to Nigeria. Hi, right?
We have invited Tom Polo, Nigeria. The whole Nigerians know that, and we said there is no one that is above the law. We are nobody should go and condemn Tom Polo for the allegation. It's a mere allegation for now. So when it comes, we will look at it. We have subjected the video to forensic analysis because we have to do that. Because these days too, people can impose, but we have subjected it. We have invited him. Not until we conclude the case. We cannot say Tom Polo is guilty or not. We must give every Nigerian fair hearing of Yahoo boys that has become a major issue in Nigeria. There are people often accuse the FCC. There are people stealing mega money, and all of you are not seeing them. You are the only people that you can run after. You are ready. Is Yahoo. I want Nigerians to know that we are having crisis on our hands. It's actually a crisis situation. My brother, today, if you travel abroad with your green passport, stand in a queue among so many people, you will discover that by the time you present your green passport, the people will look at you with some reservation. That is if they don't take you aside to carry out special scrutiny on you. That is a national shame that some young Nigerians have caused for us. I go out to interact with my counterparts abroad, to interact with government agencies in the course of tracing money and recovering assets. And there are things that it will be difficult for you to defend. They see these things on social media. Now, having said that, yes, a lot of foreigners come to use the identity of Nigerians. I want to tell Nigerians, this Yahoo thing we are talking about is a crisis. Just 2 days ago, we arrested over 120 Nigerians, young men. People don't believe, these young men don't believe in hard work anymore. Sir, I'm from a state where education is our pride. I'm from a state where the major enterprise we have is education. If you go to the secondary school that I attended now, sir, by 12 noon, the students have left school. In secondary school, you see them in hotels, in groups, trying to scam people. You see secondary school students driving vehicles. Is that, that those the people who want to hand over Nigeria to? Is that the nation we want to build? Now, sir, let me tell you the most dangerous aspect of it. It's not just about Yahoo. Nigerians should know this. These guys, some of them are into banditry. We have evidence. We have proofs to do that. Some of them are into kidnapping. Yes, because when they know they don't see people to scam on time, they kidnap. It is there. It is in the news. People know. This is the work we do. People know. Some of them now they launder money for the politically exposed persons. So don't just see them as Yahoo boys anymore. The traditional way of stealing money is no longer applicable. When they steal government money in billions now, they give it to all these boys. They open crypto wallet, and they put the money there. From there, the money goes abroad. You can buy a house, you can buy vehicles and buy anything with your Bitcoin. So most of these politically exposed persons now identify these boys. They put them in hotel and they open accounts for them. They share this money among them, they change it to dollar and they move it abroad. So Nigerians should not just look at us looking, no, it's much more than that. As a matter of fact, there was a 22-year-old boy that we arrested. Within 18 months, we saw a turnover of over 5 billion naira in his account. A young boy has never worked in his life, who has no legitimate means of livelihood.
22 years.
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
And the year as RCCG pastor, they drop Lamba. Shengbo. Now the year as RCCG pastor, they drop Lamba. Over if imagination finish, Oniroluju. That guy, you know that guy who is interviewing him, right? Yeah, he's the Oniroluju. Even that one sit down there, they be like, say, oh, my imagination one moon does for year EFCC share. I get to. There's a guy that stole whatever the Yahoo boys are stealing, right? They should be tried for their crime. But there is one here who stole the public fund worth over 74 billion naira on one single project. So in all, this guy is looted over 200 billion naira as your aviation minister. When he was running the scam, he even built a business center that he called the headquarters for Nigeria here. Mr. EFCC Shia, where you going to go after the person who did this?
This is a brand new Nigeria Air Operational Control Center. Let's go inside and see what it looks like. Yeah. Let's go inside, see what's happening. Oh, is it? Okay. So this is the entrance. These are offices. Yeah, let's go upstairs and see what's happening here. Awesome. I believe here is like not reception area. So I see everything well set up, nice and tidy. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah. Very nice. I'm just doing a real quick.
They ran Nigeria streets. So Olukayode is telling us that Adisirika gave the money he stole from the aviation ministry. He gave it to the Yahoo boys in an hotel, who then, secondary school Yahoo boys, who then transferred the money to the cryptocurrency of it. What about this guy who told the people of Cross River? You remember his face? Why is he walking free? Ayade?
Kalachika, we're going to have Kalachika chicken. From Kalachika chicken, we're going to have Kalachika kitchens. Our kitchens will be unique brands. So we're going to start with one in Calabar, Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, after which we'll move to Joburg. My dream is to have Kalachika as a brand across the globe. I don't have to copy a McDonald's. So why can't I create mine? And so Cross River State is coming up with Kalachika as a brand, which will be competing with Kalachika. We're going to have
Kalachika. He is also the guy who was going to build I can't remember the name again. He gave a road a name. It was supposed to be Giganto something name. He gave to a road. Calabar people don't see any road though. Kalashika. The way now, because Kalashika, he got to a stage that he even acted emotional, because he couldn't make all the people of Cross River States millionaires. He made himself.
Stand with me. If you see my heart, I wish I can make every one of you here a billionaire. Stand with me. If you see my heart, I wish I can make every one of you here a billionaire. Stand with me. If you see my heart, I wish I can make every one of you here a billionaire.
You understand? That's how passionate he is. They were looted his own state. Presently, he's under the cover of Tinubu. He won't be tried for looting Cross River State, okay? He just disappeared from the radar. You know? I wish the Calabar people, the Cross River people can just come together and say, Ayade, wait, that's our road. Where is our Kalashika? Where is our billion? In that contraption, no? Police, EFCC, those are the real guys. They are the big fish, right? I'm not saying you should spare those internet fraudsters, though. They're just the little fries, man. These big fish. If you can lock them up, which you won't, so I won't waste my breath on that, all right? Because it's endemic. You get what I mean now? There is another one. police officer at work. Officer that is using, what do you call it, a policy that has been, it's not even policy, a program put in place to extort motorists in Nigeria. And then they've kind of like suspended it. But this police officer didn't give a damn. He's still using it because extortion must extort in it. And the way he's asking a motorist that if you can't give me 5,000 naira for not having this thing, which is not legal anymore, or you buy us fuel. That kind of thing. They will say, you get food. That word that, okay, this one is me just using in my imagination and other people's stories now, okay? But here is the scenario I found with this, right? Or I kind of created with this. Somebody goes out there to go and carry OS, right? And then the OS says, oh, it's going to cost you 5,000 naira. And you are like, I don't have 5,000 naira. That's okay, man. Oh, yeah, buy me food. If you buy me food, I can do short time with you. You get food for house. That's exactly what it feels like for a Nigeria police officer who is committing a crime. And he was given the zone victim options. If you can give me 5,000, yeah, buy me fuel. Kind of. Watch this.
Yes, what's the issue, man? CMI is illegal. It's illegal.
You can make call.
I'm not making any call. What do you want us to do so we can leave here? Because we're going far. I don't have time to. Sorry?
5 liters of fuel.
What's 5 liters of fuel? What is that? There's no police station here.
We'll go and buy it.
What does it translate to? How much is 5 liters of fuel? That's what I'm asking you. So you want 5K from each of the cars here?
Yeah, you know yours.
They will not do anything.
I will be this.
You want 5K from each of us, Abi?
Okay, go and give us 3.
We are together.
What about the other person? What about the other person?
Now, grandmama will go back.
Come bring 3K. Give it to him. Let us leave here. Go get 3K for him. How far? Where the 3K? You can't come. Whose one are you holding again?
This man,
Yeah.
He's told I said you should go and pay 5,000. He said no, you pay 2,000.
Please now, you said listen to me. I don't listen to you, I don't talk to you.
Instead I hold the money, I would have given you right away.
You go your own.
We are.
Nigeria police officer on duty. There will never be that allocation. Sometimes, that sometimes I actually do imagine. Yeah, me and imagination again. Okay, so I do imagine that if I imagine if the Nigeria police officer also imagines where he was 20 years ago, sure you get. Because there's a chance that you see that guy in black, he probably wasn't a police officer 20 years ago, maybe somewhere. Because number one, he's going to be younger. He looks so old. When you look at his face, he's like an old person. At the end of the day, you'll be surprised that he's probably like in his early 40s or maybe late 30s, surprisingly. That 30 years ago or 20 years ago, he was a young man. And today, he's carrying gun, extorting people on the street like his life depends on it because his life depends on it. So you don't know where they're going to start. Scam them as much as you can and get away with it as much as you can as well. How many of you remember this?
Let me tell you something. I have gone further to negotiate with the European Union companies and Canadian companies. They are sending us special areas of digital skill, which our youth will also learn. And by December this year, 4,000 Imo youth will be employed in Europe.
appointment letter comes, the governor will pay for your 8 tickets.
Yes. Just say it. They will believe you. They will never remember what you told them. This was December 2022. Just so you remember, everyone. December 2022. And that was 2.5 years ago. You know, but everybody knows he was running for the second term at the time. You know. Finally, I have somebody who has a message for Sowore for constantly, right, attacking an opposition leader when all opposition are supposed to be uniting. So somebody from the northern part of Nigeria said I should probably listen to this. It's a message for Sowore.
All right. Sorry. I've been looking through the internet and I saw that I've been consistently checking. And I saw that when you wake up in the morning, the first person that will come to your mouth is Peter Obi. Today, Peter Obi this. Tomorrow, Peter Obi that. Next tomorrow, Peter Obi that. Peter Obi this, that. Every time you call Peter Obi. Even when Peter Obi went to Rome, to the Pope swearing in, or what they call it, you said that Peter Obi went there, they bounced him, they didn't allow him to enter. He went before, when they went to do lying in state, the Pope, this was that one down. Now let me explain to you. Because now you are behaving like an industry plant. Yes, that's what you are doing. You are doing like industry plants. Now, Peter Obi have explained. Even the one you say he lobbied to go to Rome, to go and meet President Tinubu, to go and beg him because of the 300 and something, how much that Fidelity is, that the court, you know, say Fidelity should pay somebody. Peter Obi have replied. He said, number one, that he is not the owner of Fidelity. That just like he has headed Fidelity, he has headed 5 organizations. Now, Peter Obi went for that. He says that, how will he go to Rome to go and lobby the president? That he has never asked to see the president. That even if this is the first time that him and Tinubu are saying yes since the election, that he have not seen him, that he doesn't have time to be looking for the president. He's busy chasing his political career. Now, sorry, there are issues to be discussed. The governor of Borno State have said that there are politicians in Borno are aware of even in working with Boko Haram members. Now he says that even people in the army are working with the Boko Haram and giving them information. These are the kind of issues that you will look at. There is a video trending online when Fabio says that they have collapsed everything in the south for Tinubu. He says that as a matter of fact, that Tinubu will be the only candidate that will represent the APC, that nobody will oppose him. That every Nigerian, including you and I, we must vote for him. Now, these are issues that you are exposed because we are slowly moving into one fight, and then we are moving to a point whereby we can't even talk. These are issues that you will look at. Not that when you wake up in the morning, your focus is Peter Obi. You are acting like you are working for somebody. You are an opposition, don't forget. You have a political party that you two are trying to see if you can be president. So why is Peter Obi now your problem? You are on an opposition, there are issues to be discussed. Please, this behavior you are doing is industry plant behavior. You are doing like an industry plant. So you have to be very, very focused on your own goal as a politician, because you too, you have followers. Some of us are following you. And when you are talking about Peter that didn't do anything, we'll be like, who are we even following? Without they follow Matman or something. Allegedly, if I talk now, they say, Malan Shaib is go talk with you. No. But I'm the spice creator. Google me if you like, you can Google me. But everything I say is allegedly far.
Allegedly. Anyway, on that note as well, I am bringing this conversation to a close. I'm using allegedly, and because he also mentioned something about Pope Rome. That is why I'm going to share this next video with you, because what we heard was that is either Koolu was lost, disoriented, or he pulled himself, and she had to get him to the nearby car and get him out of that place. Allegedly, allegedly. And that was his confidant. You see that guy with white hair, right? That's Shaguri. Tinubu's confidant. The guy behind the coastal road. Oh, I didn't even tell you. Tinubu and Debulumai, they have chosen to commission 30 kilometers from the coastal road. Man, it was like, oh my God, this is so great. Oh my God, this is Tinubu has done. You know what I mean? Like, they are celebrating it. Out of the 700 kilometer road they plan to build with over 18 bridges, that the smallest of those bridges is what you have in Lagos, Lagos mainland bridge of 12 kilometers or 13 kilometers, right? Baba, the shortest kilometer on the water, like the bridges they're going to build, we're talking about 18 bridges, and the shortest one of them will be probably like 20 kilometers, 24 kilometers, right? Anyway, they have done they have done 30 kilometers, and they are already issuing themselves a congratulation messages. Coastal Road almost ready. We told you the plan of Tinubu is not to build you any coastal road. Calabar can wait, even if they have to come to Calabar to come and start something 2 or 5 kilometers to deceive you. There is no plan of building any coastal road. Shaguri is their time to cash out. Do you know how much is the coastal road, by the way? Yeah, it is 1.8 trillion. Do you know how much that is per kilometer? If you divide that 18 trillion naira divided by 700, you're likely going to be getting something around 24-25 billion naira per kilometer. That's what Tinubu's coastal road will cost. There is no plan of building any coastal road, guys. All right? But there is a chance to build something that is going to lead there to their new city, a Atlantic city, where they have already started the construction of their over $1.5 billion airport that is also going to be next to the seaport, a different city from what you currently have today. And they need a road to that place. They destroyed businesses, remember? Only for them to, they destroyed businesses because they wanted to build 10-lane road. They call it super highway. But that has changed. The price or the cost of the project has sort of like jumped up. The size of the road or lanes shrunk, reduced from 10 lanes to 6, from 700 kilometers to 30. That is just going to be like what they did on the Lekki Expressway. It's been years now that Lekki Expressway project started, remember? It is still uncompleted till now. Well, some of you probably will know that the toll gates that Tinubu built along that road has made more than the money they even used in constructing the road. Uncompleted. That's what will be your fate. They intend to build that your coastal road till Ondo. Some were even doing maths, like calculations, right? Some are saying that if it took Tinubu nearly 2 years to complete 30 kilometers out of 700 kilometers. How many years do you think it will take Tinubu to get to 120 kilometers? And the expert came back and they said 8 years. That is doing 15 kilometers per year. Oh, stop, it is Nigeria. Anything goes. Where everything goes. So my time is up. And at the same time, I'm stuck between, should we take calls? Should we just go to bed? What do you think? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take a short break. Now, if I come back and we were like, you know what, let's just go. Of course, we'll do that, all right? Or if you would want to contribute to this, the line is going to be open soon. Use it. And if you have to leave, remember, like the broadcast, share it as well, right? I will be back in a minute or two. Please don't go anywhere. Like the broadcast. Thank you. Mind you, we were almost 2,000 of us on YouTube earlier, right? And it's always a battle to convince my viewers to actually like the broadcast. Imagine having over nearly 2,000 people and only 400 of us actually took it serious to like the broadcast. So I hope you'll still do it if you haven't already, okay? Here is Elder Theo Theophilus. How are you, sir?
Hello, Maegu.
Good afternoon, Baba.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm very well. Oh. Thanks so much for calling in.
And the family, everybody over there.
Very well, sir. Thank you. Yeah. And yours? How are they, everyone?
We give God glory. We are here. Today's a holiday in America.
It is also, yeah. The bank holiday, we call it.
Oh, we call it Memorial Day.
Brilliant.
Anyways,
here we are.
We thank God. We thank God for our lives, and we thank God for the member of the Temple of Truth.
Yes, so.
If you have not liked this program, please like it and share. I beg you. Duala.
Duala or Duanobi.
Duanobi. So enjoy about like Kesisia. My God, there is this song that says, when I remember Nigeria, water run away my ayo.
Aye,
Water run away my eye. When I remember Nigeria, water run away me ayo. Aye,
water run away me aye.
My ego is going to 11 years, 12 years now that I've been to that country, and I'm not planning to go at all. Because every blessed day, there's no good news in Nigeria. My ego, you were talking and concerned about a 2-year-old boy that was butchered, right? At what's that state?
In Benue.
In Benue. My ego, that is even better. I don't know, maybe you have heard about this. A pregnant lady was kidnapped. And in that bush, this lady gave birth to twins, Mayegun. And in her presence, those twins with the umbilical cord were fed to dogs. Can you believe that? Not that those children died, though. They were alive and they were fed to dogs. Mayegun, I was shaking, tears coming out from my eyes.
Damn.
What type of human being are these people? How is that woman going to survive it?
She can't recover. Forget it. She will never.
She can't.
She will never recover.
Never. I don't know. Maybe by now she must have died.
Possibly.
Imagine in her presence. They said within my korokoro eye, within her korokoro eyes, they fed her twins to dogs. Wow. And those are the people they want us to live with. And nobody is talking. The government is saying nothing. They were busy.
They are actually talking about 2020. They said they've done well. Security has improved. Everything is fine.
Busy talking about 2027. That they cannot even boast of 2026 to be alive. Maegu.
They are all playing God anyway. You know what I mean? They are all acting God. 2031, now you go become this and that. 2035, now you go become this. So by 2039, now 2039, go reach your own turn. Say, God damn it, man. Humans.
I agree.
Humans.
I agree.
I
agree. It is a pity. It is a pity. When I remember that country, I don't even want to talk about it anymore.
It's a shame.
I don't even follow people to talk about Nigeria, and a lot of atrocities day in, day out. It's unfortunate.
Anyway, thank you very much for chipping in.
You are highly welcome. My regards to your wife, the children, and everybody over there. Thank you so much.
And you too. Thank you so much for calling in, sir. Stay safe, okay? It can be really, really exhausting. For real, some people are always like, how you do that? Because me, I don't think I have energy to even think. Every time I decide to kind of just think for a moment about what's going on in that place, I feel so exhausted that, how are you doing it, Mayegu? Well, I've been doing it for a while, so which means it's practically part of me now. So I may not really feel vulnerable as many, because somehow, right? I've developed the mental capacity to at least handle it. That's why I'm able to help some of you to understand it better, so that you don't get to have these headaches to discourage yourself. And when you know better, you're expected to do better. My caller, Patrick. Hello there. Are you still there? Well, you are lucky, Patrick. The fact that you dropped and you were able to call back and get through, right? Whenever your call is picked, no, they cut up, Baba. Because you see, next time, even if I take your call, if I pick your call, and you realize that you're saying hello, you get what I mean now. I know you are there. Don't cut it off. Don't cut off, because next time you will not be lucky, right? Are you there? Okay.
Baba, they here.
I
They here. Baba, they here.
Oh, you did?
Baba,
Okay. You need to mute the TV behind you, or go to another room so that you and I can talk. Or else it go hard. I can hear myself.
Hold on 1 minute.
I know.
Baba, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. How you doing?
I just want to say hi, man. I day home.
Bless you.
I day home today, man. I day home. I've been following, and I've been helping. So I hope. I mean, everything is okay, man. I just day house. They enjoy holiday.
I know. Thank you. And how is everything with you?
Everything is okay, Baba. Everything is okay. I did, Madam did, my father-in-law did. Everybody just say they watch you.
So
live.
You have a lot to be grateful for. Enough that you can add your own view to what we have already raised, right?
Baba, you know me now. Remember I told you what happened. So, but at the same time, we are just like you usually say, divide Nigeria, let come and go. I just belong to that association. Split it, let us go. If I want to come anywhere, I'll just take visa. There's nothing bad in it. Going to Yoruba land, going to Hausa land, going to Igbo land. Just divide the contraction, let's go. That's only where I belong to.
Bless you, man. I mean, people should understand that this kind of mindset, they are not random. People are speaking from their own personal lived experience. And it's high time we actually listen to ourselves. Like that young man, you see the video I played earlier, right? Who said he personally believes that if Nigeria wants to progress, they would have to do it without the North. And this time around, the Northern Nigeria itself is no longer like the political Northern Nigeria we were raised to believe. The Middle Beltons themselves today are saying they are tired of being the cannon folder for the North. Right now, they wanted their own identity, clarity, political clarity. So what that simply means then is that if we respect ourselves, like I said or postulated earlier, there's nothing wrong in us being neighbors. Out of respect.
I hope Tinubu will divide Nigeria before the end of his tenure. That's my prayer. I hope Tinubu will do it. The way we have been praying for him. I've been praying for him to say to your central Israel.
Right.
Let's go to our own.
Let my people go.
So, Baba, just keep a good work, man. I just want to say hi, man. Just keep a good work.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I hope to see you again. Don't forget to see you again.
I agree with you. Anyway, say me well to everybody as well in the house, okay? Say hello to them. Thank you so much, Pato.
I will, Baba.
Yes, man. And
right.
I have Dami. Anyway, say me well to everybody as well in the house. Hey, Dami, are you next to your TV, Ni? Baba, how are you doing?
Good evening, Mr. Bible.
Good evening to you. And I looked out, waiting for my invitation or a message from you. It never came. Baba, what happened?
My message came on. Now you know read down, my guy.
How I no go read down? Something I was looking forward to. I started searching for Dami.
I sent you a message now. I was.
If you get what I mean, like I was expecting the message, so you can know where I'm coming from, right? But somehow, anyway, don't worry. Figured out something out on that later. Okay. So
anyway, I had a good time though. I mean, I was in Romford for I think 3 straight weeks, and before I came back home. So
3 weeks.
Yeah.
You're in this area for 3 weeks.
And I really. Yeah, and most likely I'll be back in August as well.
Okay. Well,
let's just
now.
Maybe then I'll be able to probably come to Scotland.
Don't worry. I can use this moment now to possibly, right? Keep a tap on you.
Okay.
So, Dami, let's go to what we are doing today. So now, because you don't understand, like I have been looking forward to a time that you're going to call back like this, and I can possibly save your number now. So yeah, Baba.
Yeah, I'm making it like a promise. I'll be back in August, so that's not. Anyway, August, let's talk about the.
Yeah, don't worry. So don't let us keep our viewers waiting. Your take tonight.
Yeah, I only want to touch on this man. I don't want to call him this guy because I know he's way older than myself. Although he might look so young. And that's Omoyele Sowore.
He's 54.
I remember there was a time, yes, he's not. I remember there was a time I called in, I spoke about some of his moves, some of the things he says and all, and just immediately after I dropped the call, the African Wildlife called in and, he said a lot, claiming this or that. There's something I want to point out. I'm a communications professional. One of the very first things they teach us is listen to what people say, but listen to 1,000 things they've not. I mean, we can listen to what you say, but we can listen to 1,000 things you've not said.
I get that too.
So, yes. So, from what you have said, we are able to judge what you have not said. I was talking to somebody who was marketing something to me recently, and I told the person, with what you have said about your product, I know what you are hiding. I know what you don't have that you're promising. And he was surprised when I was telling him this, that. So, what the fact that he's working for some people, and I'm
It seems the network is probably not on our side.
he's not even hiding it anymore. Okay, so I am saying that his move since 2013, 2014 suggested that he's working for Tinubu. So, but I don't know of recent, maybe for obsession or anything, it is getting more obvious that he has something against Obi. But most of the things he says about this man are not even accurate. But somehow he just talks and say things about. So I don't know if there are people closer to this guy. They should call him to order. Tell him you are losing it. I mean, nobody even wants to support somebody like this. In 2019, I supported him against Atiku and Obi and the so-called Obi, in fact. But after some time that I was, trying to look at his personality and every other thing, nobody taught me to know that, no, this is not the kind of personality you should be supporting in an election. And these are the things that is making a lot of people see through him. So I don't know, anybody close to him, talk to him and let him know, guy, you're losing it.
I don't think Sowore actually have the kind of people that have so much influence on him to make him change his mindset about something. Like you said, right? When you listen to
I so much agree with this thing you have said. I so much agree because
like you said, right? Like you said, you may listen to somebody, right? And most of the time, it is it is the other things they are keeping away, right? That they didn't say, that you get to see from what they say and all that, right? Because I believe that anybody who signed up to be part of their political stuff in that contraption, right? It simply means that you are going to end up to compromise your own sort of political belief at some point, right? You must be flexible. That's one thing about politics. There's no rigidity in politics, nothing called rigidity. There's no principle in politics.
Your enemy today could be your friend tomorrow.
I have this principle. You are just deceiving the gullibles. I have this principle. I can never be this. Yeah, you may have principle of not being corrupt, so it's a different one, though. You get? But the principle of
yes, but you must have some bias.
Don't join politics. Don't be part of them. That's why I won't be part of them. You get it now? I can't be yoked together with people that I personally will feel like, nah. And because of that, I won't join them.
Exactly.
Part of them. So if you have people around you who are like your advisors, like you actually listen to them, as a politician, you will be compromising all those beliefs once in a while. That's what politics is. But his own way shows that it's either like those around Sowore have gotten so grown into his own kind of ways that they do not have any means of trying to make him say, you know what, this is not looking good. This is actually like, here you get, hurting us.
Yes.
More than it's hurting Obi. Whatever Showore is saying about Obi right now is actually hurting Showore more than it's hurting Obi.
It is, exactly, it's hurting him more.
Advisors, if you have people who have impression on you, those who have kind of influence on you in your team, they can sit you back and say, you know what, stop. And then you stop. I don't see Showore stopping. No, Showore that we know. To him, it's all like, you know what,
I don't see him stopping as well.
He wants. Well, it is.
I don't see him stopping as well. And just to buttress your point about what you said, that he doesn't have people that could advise him around him.
No.
I would say when I was in school, no. When I was in school, there are these guys we call.
Go on.
There are these guys we call the leftists. When I was in school, I went to OAU.
Right.
So the leftists are notoriously supporters. In fact, his lawyer today is one of the leftists in those days. That's Tokwe.
Right.
Yeah. Then this guy Sonya Olu that always carries Mike around him and all. He's one of our antagonists then.
Right.
Yes, he's one of our antagonists then back then in school. So the reason the same way. Nothing good. You can't do anything good when you are not in their camp.
Like if they don't see you good, there's nothing you can do. Like that will make them say, you know.
No, there is nothing. I mean,
but that's a tough one.
Mr. Amaechi, the truth is those guys know me. If they are hearing my voice now, they know it's Willie D that is speaking. They know me. So they know I know them very well. I don't know. They are just like that. And I don't. It's okay. It's okay, sir. Have a good one, sir.
The intention is not to throw our own Showore under the bus, but we can always call him to order by saying, listen, now you decided to still be, you could just have remained an activist. You know what I mean? A critic. You know, keep exposing what you are exposing and the rest of that, even though he convinced himself that it was time to stop just being spectator or a critic. Rather, just go in there and grab, sorry, I don't want to use grab. Not if Tinubu get that one. Go in there and take that power, right? And use it for the good of majority. Or I don't know. Anyway, here is a lady. Hello.
Hey,
ma'am. How are you?
Hello, how are you? I'm good.
I'm very well.
I'm good.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
So it's good to have you on again tonight. So something must have hit something that you felt like, you know what, I'm going to say something.
Yeah, this Showore and Obi issue that everybody's talking about.
Right.
You understand? What do they want Showore to be singing Obi's praises or what? I don't understand this.
I don't think anybody wants you to sing his praises.
No.
Go on.
But we are forgetting to understand that these people are political opponents.
Okay.
So what you do in politics is, if your opponent makes a blunder, you have to use that blunder to your own advantage. That is what politics is about. Sure. That is why you don't go about to create some ridiculous optics. What Obi did in the Vatican, that was a terrible optic for him. And then, so you think that the APCs are not going to still use that thing. You wait now until the campaign starts.
Right.
You know, you're supposed to know better, because I'm looking at that thing and I'm seeing Obi. It's not like they sit them together. They didn't sit them together. It's not like they're on the same row or the row after Tinubu, or not even third row from there. He's coming from the back to come and greet him here in the front. This is a man that you are alleging stole a mandate from you. You know what it took for people to give you that mandate? People died for that mandate. There are a lot of people that are living with scars right now in Nigeria.
Just because of that.
For that mandate that they gave you. And then you will now take yourself from that place to come and greet that man here in the front. And then the Oshowore now is speaking about that, and the obedience are jumping here and there, and they are mad, is jealous. The obedience should actually be the one.
See, the issue is that when you have to actually create false narration, right? That seems to be more than just, you know what, like I'm condemning this, like you just did now, right? This is wrong, and this is why.
Yeah, but that's politics. But that is what politics is. Okay. The guy is just trying to show you people that, look, this man might not even be different from those people that you are talking about. Okay, now they are trying to go and form an opposition. Now it's trying to with the Atikus and the rest of them. So tell me, you want to replace APC with these people? So is it not still the same thing? Is it not still the same group that has been destroying this country since this third republic started?
So everybody will have to be behind everybody will have to be behind him, and then ignore this guy. I get you. Go on.
So this man is just is using you people as a bargaining chip. That's the way I see it. Because the only reason they are talking to Obi is because of the people, the followers. That is it. You know. So, and then I think somebody said that when he talks, so the bad idiots don't go after him like they go after Obi, and so he must be working for Tinubu. You are forgetting that politics is a game of numbers.
It is.
The only strong opposition that had for APC there is Labour, which will be supposed to be leading, and the PDP. And they are already trying to dismantle PDP right now.
I mean,
so the strongest, So the strongest opposition that they could have right now is Obi if he's actually doing the opposition work, but he's not doing that. Do you understand? He's not doing that.
But when
so
you look at the reality, all right, according to what other observers are also pointing out, okay, there is no way Obi can go it alone. And listen, right, they are not talking about the number of people who want to vote for him. It is about actually protecting such votes. And because of the way Nigeria is, there are some certain interests that if they are interested in you, they can help you ensure the protection of such vote. People are not ignoring that by saying he can't go it alone. But you think he can go it alone if he build his own party, right?
No. At what cost? At what cost, Mayugu? These people that you are, making arrangements with, is there not something? Is it not a give and take? What are you going to give up for those people? You understand? So at the end of the whole thing, what are Nigerians going to gain from that opposition? That's one thing you still need to look at. Like, okay, if you people, because if this government transfers to these people, what is the difference? What's going to be the difference between APC and this coalition people? These are all people that have already been there, that they've stolen the money, that they've governed badly, that you're still now to have a coalition with. Okay, if you now successfully take APC out of the scene, is it not the same people that will still be there? What can Obi then do? Because now, everybody that put you, it's not your supporters alone. But even before you get to 2027, what is it that you are doing right now, this moment? Oppositions, you're not challenging their policies. You see how opposition works in other countries.
I actually wanted to say something on that one earlier, right? Like, if we come to think of it, right, they need that united front before they can begin to take, the establishment to the cleaners expectedly. Right? That's what I would expect. But right now, individually pushing it is not effective. But imagine if all of them...
He's not individually pushing it. He's not individually pushing. He has that massive number of Nigerians behind him. And he's not going to be doing it like Obi is doing it as Labour Party. Do you understand what I'm saying? So even if Labour Party is divided, at least there's a section that is with him.
Kind of with him, yeah.
So if you're not pushing it, they say we have it here now. We have the this Democratic Party. We have the Republican Party, right? He can go there, do this opposition fight as the leader of the Labour Party and his supporters. The only reason those people will not go after Sowore is because Sowore does not have the numbers. So what are they going to fight Sowore for? Even if he goes after them. Since this man has been there, Sowore has been the one that called your Inspector General illegal. He's the one, he has called for a protest. Do you understand that? He has called for a protest. So if Obi did the same thing like this guy is doing, don't you think that thing would have more impact than that?
Well,
so instead of the obedience to now, they don't even know what they feel themselves as just number. They see them as number. They don't see themselves as political strongholds. Like exactly, they are the one that's supposed to be dictating to Obi right now. Like, this is what we want you to do. If you want our votes this time around, you got to do this. You have to earn it. You got to earn these votes. Not just anywhere you go, we follow you. Anywhere we go, we follow you.
Let me take another one because
I don't blame Sowore. It's just politics. That is what it is.
Right. Thank you very much.
All right.
for stopping by. Our time is almost out, right? So
thank you.
You know what? I'll take one or two more that we can call it tonight. I expect more reactions to follow that. Okay. So everyone is free to express themselves the way they see it. Don't forget that. All right. And you can disagree with everyone, including me. But please do so respectfully. Okay. So that the next person that's going to react can also react respectfully to you too. Let's hear our next caller. Thank you to those of you who have responded to my call earlier, right? So now we have 500 people who have. What's going on? Okay. It used to be more than that, right? So please, if you haven't really liked the broadcast, please do now, okay? Here's my caller. Hello.
Hello, brother Mayegu.
Yes, sir. Baba.
They call you the People's General.
Yes, sir.
Well done, my brother.
I'm very well, sir.
Good. Regards to your family, eh?
And to yours too. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Thank you, my brother. For some time now, I've been mentioning Sowore. I like him, but this person that I just called now, she's a kind of very political. You see the way she sews her words. No, Sowore is not calling for any protest. Let me tell you one thing, what I see about Sowore. If you look at this Tinubu regime, if someone they know that is a threat to them goes to any television and say anything, you see them counter that person immediately. They go after the person with police, with anything, with DSS, with DSS, with all kinds of, you understand? But you see the way they don't, you see the way they always overlook Sowore. It's one of them. And when you see Sowore talk, whenever he's talking about Tinubu, just watch his word, how he say them. Watch Sowore and his friend, this Deji. Look, if you go to Abuja and see how Deji lives, my brother, these are people who have no source of, you can't say they are doing this. This guy says he's a lawyer.
Baba, just for the sake of our and all that, okay? So
no, I'm a kind of saying that these are two people that
I'm not trying to stop what you say. I just want to kind of put some few stuffs into what you have already said. Deji present himself as a lawyer. He is a lawyer. All right.
Yes.
And he also pride himself as a businessman. So I don't know if for any reason, without any evidence, you can just accuse them of,
My brother.
Sir?
What kind of business? Anyway, let's not go there. But what I'm trying to say is,
I'll let you have your field, all right? Because normally I'm not supposed to interrupt you, okay? I'm just like
no.
Converse, but please go on.
My brother, you are in charge. You are in charge.
Because I once in a while I just feel like sometimes, right, there are some certain things that they probably really don't count, or we are more observant than ourselves. So you may be somebody who see things from other angle in order to arrive at a particular conclusion. So I'll just let you have it. All right, sir, please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you will not hear Deji say anything. He will just come out and tell you, in 2027, I don't see any opposition that is going to stop Tinubu. Those are political words. You understand? They say them, it's a kind of, because these people are, yes, no, or he will tweet something, those are things that you know that they are political words. For me, let me just leave it there. So another thing that caught my attention today is the guy that called before that talked about this guy kidnapping a pregnant woman with twins. Man, that is horror. I mean,
the only one I remember was when they slash open a pregnant woman. This one is not like she's had a baby. They slash it open in Benue. They slash it open and they just pull the baby out, and then they slash the baby again in front of the mother. So the baby, the body of the mother, it's an open womb like this, as well as the arm of the baby. They dropped the both of them in their spots. It was horrible. I've seen horrible killings by these murderous vampires, by the way. I've never seen the one where she delivered the baby and they fed the baby to the pigs. Things are happening, sir.
Anyway, anybody that takes life of anybody, whether a child, unborn, born, it's a crime against humanity.
Unfortunate. Like,
and the problem.
Go on, sir.
Yeah. Why this keep going on is, people steal money. There's no repercussion. People kill. There's no repercussion. A lot of things happen. There's no justice. No. You see, last time there was something you said something about the chief of army staff when he said these things are happening because there is a choke, or there is a way he said it in the Sahel region. Do you know why? Do you know what he said? Why he said that? Because Burkina Faso has chased them. Niger chased them. All these Sahel. Do you hear anything?
You are so right, because that's exactly what he meant when he said there is this global sort of like effort in Sahel, in the Sahel area. Whatever the hell that means, right? It simply means that there is a global collaboration to destabilize this Sahel. We all know why.
Because these Sahel people, they don't give them space no more. They are chasing them. Yes. They are chasing them, so they ran away. Nigeria is the only safe place they have, because the military use them, and my brother, you know what is happening now. It's all about pockets.
What it is. But anyway,
Nigeria.
Thank you. Okay.
So well done, my brother. Well done.
Contribution has also helped, because there are those people in the comments already agreeing with you, by the way. So yeah, I'll take another one.
Brother.
Okay.
Well done. You
have a very good event, sir. So here is another one. Meanwhile, our time is almost up. Okay, up. Because normally we started there about 10 minutes late, and I'm trying to infuse that to ensure that we have our full 3 hours, which means after this phone call, that may be us for the night. So please like the broadcast if you haven't liked it already, all right? And share it, even subscribe to my channel too. Please. Here is my caller. Hello.
Yeah, Maegu.
Yes, sir. How
are you doing today, sir?
Good evening. I'm very well.
All right. Okay, I'm calling from Washington, D.C. Very well, very well. I want to do...
yes, sir.
Yes, yeah, Maegu, most of us, or rather, lovers of Nigeria, tribes where they come from in Nigeria, that believes or have the belief on our own school of thought, which is to balkanize Nigeria.
Yep.
And let people grow from their nations. Yes, I will want to announce to them that the time has come. Everybody should start chilling their champagne because that is going to be realistic, not in a very far time, probably before 2028. I will tell you what I have analyzed and what I have come up with. Now, you see, Tinubu is a very smart person, but
Tell me more.
God is using him to do something. He has finished up strategizing and has all his plans set to rig an election. But he also wants to get legitimate votes. Then he is working on that now to get legitimate votes, right? But unfortunately, his albatross is not treating the North well in this term, calling their bluff, scheming against them. Now, Tinubu may win the election, but he will never be a ruler in 2027. He may rig his way out, but that's the end of Nigeria. 2027, mark me. This is me today talking to you. I've not spoken to you for almost a year, but since some days now, I've been trying to come, but you are not coming online. So today I kept on trying because I need to let people.
Like never before.
Exactly.
Good.
You deserve it. Yeah. This situation, right? There is an angle of the what is happening in Africa right now, right?
Yep.
Which is looking good for the 3 nations that have adopted to work
determination
with
or
the states.
Exactly. Now.
Yes.
Those who have decided to form their own bloc.
Yes.
Within other blocks.
They form their bloc and they are leaning. They are leaning differently. They are not leaning to the unipolar system. They are adopting the bipolar, which is about to erupt, right? North is having that tendency to join that system. And if they did, like I put on Facebook last week, 1 week ago, that what do I know? That the South will be migrating to the North by 2030 to seek for greener pasture. People didn't understand what I'm saying. That is going to take its route between 2027 and 2028. And by 2030, if the South doesn't if they don't leave Britain, if they don't do something, which I know we will do anyway, because if North manage to go, then I don't see any reason why South should remain with the British. Yes. So Britain is realigning themselves with the South. So they are going to fail the North, and the North will not take it kindly with them, and they will disintegrate Nigeria. That is pure and simple. The only way that this can stop is for Britain to support the North, the imperialists to support the North in this election, and that is making Obi president, which they will never want to do.
Right. Because
Obi will definitely contest,
with or without any coalition is running.
He's going to be on this coalition, and he's going to be the presidential candidate for the North, and he's going to be one tenor. That's what he's going to sign with them.
How that plays out as usual. Okay.
Yes, mark my word.
All of us are
mark my word.
You have no idea.
Nigeria is going to end.
Yes, now there's something about that place that sometimes when somebody like yourself calls in, right, and they begin to talk or speak, there are those behind listening, right? That will automatically like align with your line of thoughts. Do you get that now? And me, I get to read their comments and their reactions. So
there is no coming back for there's no coming back for the North. Tinubu has already, fight them to the extent that they cannot come back.
Right.
No matter his diplomacy, no matter his negotiation, they're not going to come back.
No, they are doing the chest thumping right now. That
exactly. The only thing left for the North is to deal with the dichotomy between Christian, that's non-Christians and more, non-Muslims and more and the Christians, or rather Muslims and non-Muslims. That is the only thing that is keeping them. But if they are able to come through it, which the dude that can make them to succumb to it is El-Rufai. That same El-Rufai, very powerful guy. If he could get them to believe the almas to believe that yes, a Christian can become president of Nigeria and they will benefit. My dear, watch out, Peter Obi. The only thing he will be, saying this time around is that the North owns Nigeria economically, which is true, though. Which is true. I don't know what's wrong with those Northerners. If they know what they are doing, they are supposed to be the heart beat of our economy, but they don't just want to work hard on it. Anyway,
because through them right now, their terrorists have managed to destroy Nigeria economy. So, and they are still the heart of the economy. You believe that? So, Baba, let me take just one more so that we can call it a night. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes,
you're
sir.
welcome.
God bless you. Right. Here is the last caller tonight. And for the last time again, I need to just remind us. And thank you to those of you who have responded. Let me see. Where is the offering at now? All right. I don't do well. And thank you. So we have managed to cross 600. That's fair. 600 out of 2,000. Can't be like saying a 30 over 700. But thank you. Here is Almajiri. Wahab. Baba.
Yeah, good evening, Maegun.
Salam alaikum, Alhaji.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm just coming in for your section tonight because of prayer.
So you may need to kind of manage your time. You only have just about 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm gonna write up quick. I'm gonna write it up quick. It's a nice show tonight. I'm gonna watch it again because most of the time I'm in and out, go and pray, go come and listen to it. But first of all, I'm very happy today.
Sir.
Why? I'm today is one of my happiest day when we are talking about all this Nigerian problem.
Why?
That they send Gumi back. Why? Because all those people that be saying Saudi Arabia, they want to Islamize Nigeria, UAE, it's not like that. All those things have come up now. If Gumi have anything to say about those people, he better come out and say it now. And some people like the Sultan of Sokoto, they should be watching their step too, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't like ugly. When I went to mosque today, this evening for Isha, the first thing I make sujood and shukran to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the tears in my eyes, because I'm very happy of what happened to Gumi. That's one thing. Pertaining to your caller, the caller before this one and the last caller and the lady, let me just ask you, Nigerian, it doesn't matter. Nobody ate each other. We just have to adopt that we are going our separate way. The last caller is saying, Obi, the Northerners will agree with Obi, even though everybody in Lagos State vote for Obi. That's what we do last time. And most of the people sit back home. As we know, Baba Chicago from more than 30 years now, it's not going to go there to go and lose.
No.
What about if Obi win and they don't give it to Obi? You want to start war that time, right? Okay, bring it on. But we are not for Tinubu. We Lagosian, majority of Lagosian don't want Tinubu to exist at all. Not talking of his son to become a governor. But this is why I just want to ask you, any one of you that listening, tell the one that is not listening tonight, what will you do if they said, oh, Tinubu win again? Then what will you do? You will say you want to start your civil war. Bring it on. It's not like that. The best thing, everybody go back to their region. Nigeria is not working, it will never work. Shame to Gumi, shame to everybody that tarnish Islamic name in Nigeria. Shame. I was listening to the caller before this one. I feel so emotional. When you see people who kill an infant, call the woman, pregnant woman in Benin, like what you said, and bring the baby out and shouting Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tarnish your grave, the grave of your parents where they are. This is not Islamic. This have nothing to do with Islamic. Alhamdulillah, today I've already prayed my 5-star salah in the mosque because I didn't go to work today. So that's what we call Islamic. When they call Ayala Salat, Ayala Falat, you drop everything you're doing, you run to the mosque to go and pray. How many people can wake up? You know the time we pray Salah in London now? Fajr Salah is like 3:34. It depends on where you live in. How many people can wake up in Nigeria that you want to go and play Salah in the morning in your local area? How many people? So that's what we are talking at. Islamic, what they are saying, you have nothing to do with Islam. These people have their Fulani agenda where they are. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring all of them to shame one by one, including Sodana of Sokoto, wherever he is. This is what Islamic is all about. I'm glad they sent about. Thank you very much for your show, Mayegun. I wish Obi good luck. If Obi is that so spectacular, he should go and gather his people to free Nnamdi Kanu and everybody go. But I know if you come to power, if we're going to free Nnamdi Kanu, that's the only person I know that could say I'm going to campaign for. And that's the person that can put everything to straight.
Let me say something. Thank God you said that, okay? For the sake of our viewers, all right? Let us not be so naive about that contraption, okay? If Peter Obi becomes a president of Nigeria, all right, he's never going to give any preferential whatever treatment. In fact, for him to continue to enjoy their supposed Arewa support, he will need to prove to them that anytime, any day, the Igbos will remain sacrificial lamb in Nigeria, and he needs to prove that. So, if anybody feels like Obi is going to come in and release Nnamdi Kanu, where these Shimbuns or these guys are not, what have you, in the north, I think that person should think twice. Anyway, Alaji, I am going to call it tonight, okay? Oh, hang on.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for taking my call and everybody that listening.
Yes, sir.
Good night. Thank you.
Yes, sir. I can see that Charm want to probably call in and say something, but it is so late, Charm. But because of who you are, we can maybe spare a minute or two, no more than that.
I would have that.
Can you work with that?
Hello. Yeah, well, I'll be quick because you already even said something that resonates with me, to be honest. You know very well that I admire Peter Obi, right? I admire the things that he stands for. I admire the things that he hopes to achieve, right? But I cannot, everyone on this platform knows that I like Peter Obi, and I will challenge you anytime you try to, smear him without bringing the receipts, okay? But because of your show, because of the interaction I have on your show, and I've listened to your show, I'm also exposed to a lot of things now, right? I can't in good conscience support a Peter Obi presidency because the Nigeria that he's talking about is built on an injustice, and he has never talked about addressing that injustice. And you have highlighted it, you just said it just now, that in order for him to enjoy that presidency, to enjoy the whatever collaboration that his support is going to, the thing that they're giving to him, he has to continue with this vision of a so-called one Nigeria. Now, this one Nigeria is built on fault lines. It's built on injustice. When I imagine, our fight for Biafra, which is a just fight, do you understand? Because when you even think about it, when you dig deep inside the whole movement for Biafra, it's actually a movement for the freedom of the African continent in general. So the black race, because I don't know if you know, if the Templars know that Congo, there are two Congos, right? In fact, I didn't know. Let me just say, I didn't know that there were two Congos.
They've got two.
Yes, I didn't know.
And then the normal Congo.
The normal Congo, but
that's what they describe them as anyway. Normal Congo. They are both Central Africa. Go on.
But they're both Central. They're both Congo. Now, those two countries, right, have the same languages. They have the same culture. But guess what? Because of this so-called what lines that they drew in Africa, these two people, these two countries hate themselves.
I mean, we read the story. Remember we read the story of what do you call him again? Sankara, Thomas Sankara.
Yes, Thomas Sankara. Yes.
In part of that story, right? There's Congo. This and Congo Brazzaville, right? And they were divided by water.
Congo Brazzaville.
So that other side
they were just divided by water.
This side is controlled by Belgium, and they were supposed to be the same country.
They are the same country. They're the same people, but because of this lines, and I see those lines, they're the same people. they're the same people who just drew a line and separated these people, and now these ones hate these ones. Whereas before, they don't hate each other. They are one people. The other day, you talked about Benin Republic, how they're building, how they, they are...
Same line drawn.
But what did they do?
Today,
the same line drawn, but they drew...
in Togo, right?
Yoruba and Togo. No, those ones have created us to stop the smuggling of, what's it called? Of arms to their own country.
To stop the infiltration.
But prior to this colonization and the division of Africa, right? These are one people. You can even bet that your ancestors, your own ancestors, know their own ancestors, and they're probably even related. But we can't know this because of these stupid lies that they've done for us. And those lies are the chains that these Western countries have put on us. So us fighting for Biafra is fighting for the removal of those chains, right? So that we can stop so that we can stop burying our slave name. Because if people don't know, Nigeria is a slave name. It's the slave name that they gave to us, right? And that's why we're behaving like mad people. Because as long as they change your destiny with a name, that's how you continue to behave. Until we remove those fault lines, until we start answering our real name, we will never have our own destiny. That is why I can't in good conscience continue to support Peter Obi, because he's not saying the things that he needs to say. Biafra needs to be free. Yoruba land needs to... And when I talk about...
And people will tell you, see, somebody, right? Somebody in the comments said, no, Peter Obi will free Nnamdi Kanu because he has done nothing wrong, as I say. That's the part of the naive people we are talking about, okay? They think all this politics is just what appear on the surface, all right? And therefore, it is always like a black and white, but it is not.
But it's not black and white. It has never been black and white.
Nnamdi Kanu is a political prisoner. Whatever Nnamdi Kanu is, whatever they held Nnamdi Kanu for, is the same reason they wanted to kill Sunday Igboho, that he had to run away to Benin Republic before he spent over a year in prison in Benin Republic. It's the same thing. So the same guys who felt like Igboho is not a real threat to this their business enterprise, work it out. Today Igboho is free, is all over the place. Some of his bank account frozen have been returned back to him. But the same Nnamdi Kanu, who has committed nothing, who has done nothing wrong, demanding for the probity, the fairness, and all of that for his own people, is being locked up somewhere because they told them in the northern part of Nigeria that Nnamdi Kanu is more dangerous, right? The Boko Haram and Fulani terrorists killing them in the north. In fact, they told them that Nnamdi Kanu and everybody supporting him, right? If they achieve what they intend to achieve, it is going to be the end of northern Nigeria. So an average northerner can't tell you why he hates Nnamdi Kanu, but he's been told that his life depends on it. So then that takes us to takes us to those who are holding him. The person who kidnapped him is currently not in power, but still the one that took over. He has no ball to let him go. So it's going to cost him political mileage, and he doesn't want to risk that. Same thing goes for Peter Obi.
And the same thing goes for Peter Obi. And that's why I keep saying
do that. No,
he's not going to do it. If Nnamdi Kanu is not free today, and even if we're able to elect, if they're able to elect Peter Obi or something like that, they're not going to release Martin Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody will find a reason to hate Peter Obi because they say, oh, he's an Igbo man, what this and that and the other. But let us tell ourselves the truth.
Why didn't you all ask Buhari to release him? Why do you want to blame Obi for that? You see some of them, they will say, why did you ask Tinubu to release him? Why are you blaming Obi? Do you want Obi to not be Nigerians?
And that would be a fair argument because, again, we were all here. Buhari's time, he did not release anything.
The argument of him coming to release Nnamdi Kanu is a false narrative. We should never.
It's not going to happen because at the end of the day, they still want to hold on to the so-called contraption they call Nigeria until we tell ourselves the truth. Just like that young Hausa man has said, we need to separate. Even for our own good, not because we hate each other. We don't hate each other, but we need to. I feel that this contraption that they put together, the lines that they've drawn for us, has made us mad. They've made us a bit crazy. So to remove those lines, have our own countries, right? Then collaborate with each other. That gives us a new blueprint for a Pan-African society. At the end of the day, that's my own contribution.
You've done well. I mean, we were supposed to spend 2 minutes, even though I knew then that that's not going to happen. But I'm glad that we still managed to put all of that together there. Okay. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mega.
Enjoy your evening, please. So I know here is Osita, who is also trying to get through, and I am just going to have to. I'm gonna. There's a saying then that it is better for you to do it and apologize than to miss not doing it. So that's why I'm going to apologize to Osita later. Osita, don't worry, we'll talk about this some other time. My time is far spent, far gone. I need to go. So thank you so much, everyone, for your time. Please don't forget next. Oh, hang on, not next week. This week, Friday in London is going to be the Remembrance Day, 30th of May, Biafra Heroes Day. It is the day to remember the people that Nigeria caused their death. Needless war that saw over 5 million Biafrans, right, killed by Nigeria and their associates. So you may have forgotten, their descendants have not. And of course, every year, every 30th of May is a Remembrance Day in Biafra land. And this year, in London, as they are going to hold it all over the world as well, okay? In London, we expect Biafrans and the friends of Biafrans to also gather, right from the Parliament building straight to the right from Downing Street straight to the Parliament building, or as it is scheduled. Make sure you're there. And to the rest of us, enjoy the rest of your evening or night. I will see you some other time. Right? Until then, say good night from here.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Mayebi number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. àní ẹ̀ súnra kì. ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. àní ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.